Vigilance. Hear me now. If I Errol Barrow could talk today, I got something to say. Why? Raise your flag, but open your eyes. If I Errol Barrow had to speak today, what I see would break my heart away. Nothing changed, just a mirror frame, same corruption, just a brand new name. My people, I'm sad to say, you reaping all you sow today. The pride and industry fade away, and now we fighting to find we way. Life at two extremes, I tell you so. Hope and hunger, high and low. Poverty mixing with champagne flow, but poor man still can't grow. Suffering and celebrating, starving while them still partaking. Nations rise, time to break that spell. Stop showing contempt for yourself. Change when thieves lead the way. Corruption sweet when give us pay, and government take what poor man lay. Taxation high like mountain peak, while schools and roads still spring a leak. Them flying high, them living sleek, but poor man vice still 2 weeks. So tell me now, who you blaming? Who make the system shaming? Them raise the dead, destroy the cane. No migration needs the pain. You be leaders like the clay, and know me a playing God today. Talking sweet but turn away from the people who make she laugh. Say alright, let we rise again, take back pride, build Barbados from inside. And I, Aaron, gone back to sleep again, Aaron. But I pray next time I wake, my people go rise, rise I say. Bimshar still alive. Still alive, we just need to revive us.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, boys and girls. You just heard the national anthem of Barbados, and I'm holding in my hand the beautiful flag of Barbados. I do I have it the wrong way? It's in the right way. The right way, right? And folks, you are watching the Marcia Week show coming live from Barbados. Where else? How are you doing this evening? We have an amazing show lined up for you. You know how we do it here on the Marcia Week show. Today we are talking about dirty water, dirty deals. Mm-mm-mm-mm. They're doing us dirty in Barbados, I tell you. Dirty water, dirty deals, the real state of Barbados. And we're going to add some Guyanese stuff on that as well. Yes, we're going to talk about some of the race injustice, the inequalities in Guyana, marginalization in Guyana. Because if we don't talk about it, who is going to talk about it? Everybody talking about Guyana and all the oil and all of that, but there's a lot of social issues there as well. Yes. So tonight is going to be really, really awesome. And I'm talking ahead of myself. I think I need to drink some water, right? But guess what tonight, folks? Ravished by a Sheep, that investigation series. We are starting that or continuing it tonight. Okay. So later in the program, we have some new footage on this bizarre allegation made by Minister Kerry Symmonds that he was ravaged by a sheep. And the big question based on our investigation is, who do you believe? The sheep says, bah. Kerry says, nah. The sheep says, bah. Kerry says, nah. Laughter is good medicine. It's good to have a good laugh. Then we are continuing our series. So we're having a couple series on here. This one is the Keep Hope Alive series. And this is our investigation into the Hope housing scandal. We're keeping this alive to protect the taxpayers' dollars. Tonight, we're really asking, what's really happening in Bridgetown? Why are so many businesses closing? Is this the making of the Barbados Dubai that the PM and developers promised? Or the Dubai on steroids? Is that what we're experiencing tonight? That's what we're going to be asking those questions. And Miss Rose Corbin, our Auntie Rose, she is going to be briefly speaking to us on the topic, who is misinforming who? Who is misinforming who? Sounds a little bit like who do you believe? Who ravished who? Well, Mrs. Corbin, our Auntie Rose is asking, who is misinforming whom? Yes, that's what we're talking about tonight. And dirty water, clean excuses. The St. Lucie residents, they're coming on the show tonight, y'all. Stephen Strickland and Miss Caroline, they're coming on right there from St. Lucie. And they're going to show you the water from their tap this evening. Huh? Because the St. Lucie MP told the residents to pay for brown water. And now, he is now demanding an apology from the BWA. So the St. Lucie residents, they're reacting to that. They probably need to tell the Prime Minister to apologize that they've put him up as a candidate in the first place. You heard that? I'm telling you, there's some racing. I don't know what's going on my road right there. Now, across the region, as we said, we're going to talk about the racial injustice and marginalization in Guyana. And we're going to talk about how you can help Jamaica Haiti and Cuba to recover after Hurricane Melissa. Then Honorable Chalikia Vidal is going to join us from Dominica ahead of her big appearance at the Young Dems Ignite. Ignite. The Young Dems Ignite weekend at Savvy on the Bay. Our guests tonight are Zika John, Rickford Burke from Guyana, Caroline Rock, Honorable Chalikia Vidal, Stephen Strickland. And of course, you are welcome to call in on the live program. All right, guys, welcome. We are so happy to have you. Lucinda, you know I'm coming to the comment section. You know I'm coming to welcome the loyal opposition, this wonderful, powerful, strategic, instrumental, I don't even know all the adjectives, this group of people that God has brought together. And it's all of us, all 280,000 of us, all over Barbados. Welcome to Roni. Oh, my wonderful friend, Judy Jilts. How you feeling today? I said a prayer for you. I'm saying Psalm 23 over you, Judith. Houston Fields. Monica, how you doing, darling? Marva Hunt. Mavis Ashley, how are you? Carol M3R. You know, they putting all these things on the names. What are they up to? Owen Hines, Margaret, Marvin, Matthew B. Thanks for sending me all those things. You and I need to have a chat. Marvin, Ali, Lori, Bob. I like to sing her name. Lori, Bob. Sir Alfred Benjamin. Marcia Miller. I am Big Girl. Aline, how are you? Beverly. Sharon. Mystic Angel and Patrice Green. Sandra Pierce, how are you doing? Wonderful, loyal opposition. Houston Fields. Diana Husbands. Cami. Oh my goodness, wonderful. Sandra. Folks, are you liking and sharing? We're going to have an amazing show tonight. Collards. Izzy. Mavis. Dale Worrell. Hey, Dale. Wonderful. Yes, folks. Tonight, dirty water, dirty deals, the real state of Barbados, plus more from Guyana. Now, to start the ball rolling, and I'm making a change on Dave. Oh my goodness, why am I doing that, Dave? I'm making a change on Dave tonight. Dave, we're going to talk about Jamaica. And so I think I sent you two videos from Jamaica. And there are people who have contacted me about helping people in Jamaica, and there is a church that has said to us, you know what, tell the people to call the church. They are actually putting together all the supplies, and this is a church. These are people that are friends of mine in Jamaica, and I trust them. All right, and I told you that I would bring that to you tonight. So we're just gonna put that on the screen. Plus, we just have some videos for you of what's happening there in Jamaica at this time, where the relief is going on. Anybody been sending anything to Jamaica? Anybody out there? No? Somebody said their families in Jamaica, their friends in. Okay, good. Somebody said yes to family. Well, I've been told that you could send you. I know a church here, and this is Apostle Breedy's church. They are sending things through La Parkin. Okay, through La Parkin, they're going to be sending stuff through La Parkin. Okay, and just trying to to get this up on the screen at the time. Anybody else? Somebody, how are you sending a good and faithful servant? How are you sending supplies to Jamaica? Okay. All right. Now, what I'm going to ask you is this. If you want to send stuff to Jamaica, give me a call, 236-7000. 236-7000, the regular number. If you can do that, that would be really, really helpful. And then I would be able to send you the information that I have. Somebody's sending money. Yes. Sending money. Money is good. And they, you know, if they're where they can get it through Western Union, that would be good. La Parkin, that's the name of it. Look at the spelling, guys. Look at the spelling there. Dave, if you can check your WhatsApp, we have the information from Jamaica right there in your WhatsApp right now, Dave. Thank you. Somebody sending money to family. Yes, my family is good. Thank you for asking. How about, thank you very much for asking. Yes, Food for the Poor. Food for the Poor is a good charity as well. But that is going to go out to everybody. But that's a good charity as well. That's run by the Catholics. That's a good charity. All right. That's also a good charity, and you can just look online for the information. But Dave is going to put up some information for my friends in Jamaica. Yes. Yes. That you can send information, send money. I mean, not information, send resources. It's being suggested not to send clothing, you know, because the clothes, unless they're brand new, they might not be in the best condition, but they need a lot of food and water. Dave, you had a video as well when you get a chance. That's the beginning of a video where the gentleman is speaking to somebody at the window. Yes. Haiti. How about Haiti? Haiti. Cuba. Anybody's been sending any donations to Cuba or Haiti? Okay. So, guys, you can go ahead and screenshot this Hurricane Melissa relief drive. We're mobilizing to support affected families and communities with food, clothing, building materials, and other supplies, with efforts focused in Ginger Hill, St. Elizabeth, and Potsdam, St. Elizabeth. So there are specific places that these friends of mine where they're going. Okay. They're looking for the following things. They want clothing and personal items, but in good condition, household and everyday essentials, children and baby supplies, personal care and hygiene, food and water, important, cleaning and recovery supplies, health and first aid. Okay. So with this, you can always call them WhatsApp. I was told you can call the pastor WhatsApp. They're in Jamaica. Have a talk with them and get to know them and see if you're comfortable. Let them send, yes, somebody said they took the screenshot. Let them send you pictures of them donating the stuff. I like to do that just to keep everybody on their toes and and so on. Okay. All right. Okay. So go ahead. Again, another opportunity for you to take a screenshot And they said where you can send a WhatsApp message. You can even email. Yes, they're needing stuff for cleanup. You're correct. Cleaning supplies are needed. Now, I did not get any information for Haiti or Cuba, but they also had a very, very, very difficult experience with Melissa. And we're not going to neglect that, okay, and forget about that. So it is important that we do that, okay, that we find. I just could not find any information, and probably it might be in another language, I'm not sure. But if you have that and you can send for me, I would appreciate it. Well, we're just going to hear a little bit of this video of somebody, this man talking about what is needed. And then in the meantime, I'm going to put Zico John. Let me actually welcome him just before. Zico, are you ready? Give me a thumbs up. Yeah, thumbs up. Yes, okay. Yes. Good night, Mr. Zico John. How are you?
Good night. I'm doing fantastic today. How are you yourself?
I am doing great. I am really doing great. It's a pleasure to have you on the show with me tonight.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes.
Also, shout out to the loyal opposition.
Yes, most definitely. And we're going to do a kind of a co-hosting thing tonight, right?
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Oh, yes, we're all set. All right, so let's just watch this little video. I'm really happy to have you you on with me tonight. Dave, go ahead and play some of this video.
My name is Adrian Anderson.
Yeah.
Security for the shelter here. Head of security for the shelter here. On compound, we have 36 children. We have 2 newborns, separate from the 36. And we have 140 adults on compound, both male and female on compound. Our main issue right now is food and water. The school, because we have no government system coming as yet. If you remember Parliament come at the gate, you never come on the compound. So what happened now is that the school, I provide lunch for the school, for the students in school, it will have to use right now to feed the person, to cook 1 time a day, feed the shelter.
Okay.
So just imagine that. So 1 and 2 persons come and sponsor us water, and it's not enough same way. Good thing water come up, but we cannot drink the water on the pipe because it's not clean as sense. You understand? So I will have person who come with high blood pressure, because you got a child, a baby coming, dislocate tube, or feeding tube, I have to rush that baby to the hospital.
He's already left?
Anyway, but the mother is there. Well, they haven't been care in the hospital, but the mother is here and the grandmother is here, the family is here, same way. Because of house damage. We also have a teacher who's in training now. She gets an head injury, right now she's at the sick bay. No, in that station here. What we're trying to do as a team over here. Always a lot of different household here. But we come together as a team to keep the environment clean for now. Bathroom here, kitchen here. Assign person to go and wash up everything. But I will say they need help because a lot of homes destroyed. House turn over with them, then wash out, lose a lot of things. And so we have person who come and even donate in clothes and support, but they still need help. Primarily needs food and water. And we don't know how long they're going to be here. We are here until January. Even my house kept blowing up, but guess what? Because I care so much of it, the peace is here. I know outsiders coming to come and try to loot from the school here.
You have had looting here?
No.
No looting here.
That's why the secret is here. So I have to have that. And what I'm glad about, the principal for the school here, along with the dean of discipline and senior teachers, they give the go ahead for the kitchen area to be used and what is inside the kitchen, chicken and everything, to give who's at the campus here.
Okay.
We get complaints about person who is in Blue Hole and Roll River, who get damaged but they cannot come out because the blockage and the high water. So they need it.
And they can access the shelter for first aid?
They can access it. Once they send out the message, we go for them and help them come down.
Okay.
My name is Adrian.
Well, folks, listen, I wanted to show this, Zico, because you see how the people are coming together to help. This man has lost his roof, he's lost his house, right? But he is there being security, he's playing security
Yeah,
for, he
yeah.
said, over 140 something adults, quite a number of children, and even two newborn babies he has there in the school, and they have locked off the gates, and they're trying to keep those people secure. They do not have any homes to go back to, and you see that, you hear that story a lot, where people who they have themselves have suffered, at the hands of Melissa. No roof, no water, no light, no house, and they're taking care of others, you know
And it goes to show too the level of humanity and selflessness. To go out there and put yourself and still make yourself, because it's so easy for us to say, oh, my house lost my house, oh, I don't feel like helping anybody, I ain't despair. But actually putting yourself in the front line to say, you know what, at least I got my life and it's time for me to help others. And that's commendable. That definitely is commendable. I respect that a lot.
you know
It goes to show how lucky we are.
how lucky we are. And as you see on the screen, happy Independence, Barbados. We are here and we're celebrating independence. And as much as it is so sad, I mean, I can't take in a lot of the sadness, to be honest. I have had to try to find a way to cope with it all. To be honest, it's not easy to sit and watch the country of your birth, that it's like you would be away, and then you're seeing, such devastation, and the lives that are lost. You're hearing that there are bodies that are still there, that the places stink because they're still dead bodies. They can't get in to retrieve bodies. Sometimes there are people who are just burying the people so that
Wow.
the place is not so stink. So it's very difficult to watch all of that. But as we are here, and we've got to be able to balance it out, because if not, you'll be depressed the entire time. So we're here celebrating independence in Barbados. Zico,
Yeah.
Zico, how do you celebrate independence?
Normally the show with family, I use any bank holiday. No, okay, bank holiday is just a chill and kick back and talk with family. That's just it for me. So it's
Yeah.
nothing. Yeah, it's just wear your blue, yellow, and black, and bring your family over, and just have a good vibe.
Somebody sent me, and I know Dave has it to put up, a happy Independence Barbados, and they put 59 years, a beautiful picture. Our friend, I have to say, who did it? Michelle did it, and she is wishing Barbados happy independence. You see, we love Barbados here on the show. They are painting a picture that we don't love this country, but we love the country, Barbados. And I think Dave is going to put it up on the screen for us. It's such a beautiful, isn't it? Isn't that beautiful?
Nice, I love it.
Yes,
Yes.
59 years, guys. 59 years. November 30th. Happy Barbados Independence Day. And 59 years, November 30th. And it's so beautiful. And I think she has everything. She's from in the diaspora, so everything that she loves about Barbados on it.
She plays on the poster. Yeah.
You see it all.
Yes.
Then she has this other one here with some woman in a red dress. I don't know who that woman is supposed to be. And what's she doing? What's she doing, Zico?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I see. I have no idea. Republic Day was a thing. I didn't even know Republic Day was a thing.
Well, I think she's removing Republic Day.
I even know we had a Republic Day in Barbados. I guess it now caught it with the government.
And we're revealing happy they had covered it over, but they're showing the lady in the red dress, and she's doing it all by herself. It's all by herself. It's a one-woman show,
Yeah.
and she is making sure that she's showing us. And listen to me, Right underneath that, she has elections. If there was another layer, you'd see, see.
Elections, yes.
Uh, I think this is all. This I really think this is all for elections.
Yeah.
Which, elections 15 months away, Zico.
Yes, it is. Everybody prepare yourselves. Prepare yourselves. And please do not have short-term memory. Please do not be swayed. Please, not everybody coming up with biscuit and crackers and give you all to eat and say, oh yes, vote for us, we care again. Come on, people. Come on, share with your friends. Remind them how horrid it is in St. Lucie. Remind them the dreadness we had to go through in terms of getting certain bills to walk back. Come on, people. Let's not forget. Let's not forget at all.
We will not forget, even as they paint everything blue and yellow right now, because they know next year or at the end of the year they're going to call elections. So they're
Yep.
all of a sudden, all these years we've not been really celebrating independence, but now elections are around the corner. So they're now saying, okay, you can celebrate it now. Right. And we all getting excited and celebrating. But as Zico said, you celebrate, but don't forget.
Don't forget.
Don't forget. Now, talking about celebrating, and Mrs. Corbin is coming in right now in half a minute. We want to celebrate Michelle Daniel, the same young woman who's been doing all of these wonderful things for Barbados. We want to celebrate her. Tomorrow is her birthday. And we say happy birthday, Michelle. She did give me permission to do this. So from the loyal opposition, from the Marcia Week show, yay!
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Michelle, because we won't be on tomorrow. So I did ask her permission if I can do this. And I want you to know that Glenn Murray, I know he's missing you all already. I'm hoping that my next week, Monday, he'll be back. Waiting on the doctors. Remember, I told you he's gone to do some surgery on his eyes. And so he's getting ready to come back. And we're in touch with Dr. Ferdinand Zico. And Dr. Ferdy is there in Colombia with his beautiful wife. And, we don't want to be telling out all of his business on air.
Yeah.
But just to let you know that they're doing well, okay? We're checking up on them. Prayers are going up for them, okay? And we miss you, Dr. Ferdinand. If you get a chance to listen, we're missing you so much, Mr. Glenn Murray. Trust me, we're missing you. And speaking about missing people, haven't we been missing Auntie Rose? And we went through everything to make sure she was on tonight.
Mhm.
So, Auntie Rose, are you ready? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready, Auntie Rose. Yes, she's ready, and she's coming in right now. Good night, Auntie Rose. Let's hear you.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Oh,
Fantastic.
we tried. Oh, it's wonderful to be here. It's wonderful. How early were we trying Marcia early?
Yes. We've been
Have a
trying.
long time since. And we've made it. Good
Yes.
evening.
Good evening, ma'am. And I
Good
want you to
evening. Good
go
evening to
right
you.
ahead.
Good
I don't
evening,
want you to
Zico.
miss any time of your time because we have such a tight show. So you go right ahead, and we want to hear every word you have to say tonight. Go right
Yes,
ahead,
please.
Auntie
Thank
Rose.
you. Again, I say thanks for the opportunity. And as I usually greet everyone, good evening. We loyal sons and daughters all, firm craftsmen of our faith. And we jump straight into it. My Marcia, I saw your caption, Dirty Water, Dirty Deals. And I'm saying, along similar lines, I am presenting this evening. So, Dave, could we have that first clip? It's just over 1 minute, please. Thank you.
In the meantime, people, we're going to ask you to like and share. And remember, coming up later in the program, we're going to be talking about the hope houses. As we said, we're keeping the hope alive. We're keeping hope alive, all right? Because for the sake of the taxpayers, we have some important information for you. Go right ahead, Dave.
Yes, Dave.
The world is restless. There are wars. There's a President Trump. And even in the Southern Caribbean, there's saber rattling. And I may dare say, Prime Minister, even at home, there seems to be some, if we listen to the opposition leader, although I don't know whether it is a saber that he's rattling, or if it is indeed his hands that are shaking. Followed by his cohort of individuals who go marching or walking or demonstrating almost every Saturday, yet complaining that there's no freedom of expression. They utilize the social media. They continue with their lies and carry their naked half-truths. And sometimes their slogans and their placards have a distinct appearance that there may be some sort of bipolarity in their issues. But, comrades, we must continue to face them. We have to face them. We have to respond to them. We have to replace their falsehoods and lies with the truth and with facts. And we as a party must continue to move forward
Let's stop there.
on our mission to transform Barbados.
Let's stop there. And there's no need for me to introduce the speaker, but somewhere in his acceptance speech for the highest award from the Barbados Labour Party, he could find space to speak about us, speaking, informing the public, misinforming the public, telling lies. I identify with the group that he has called cohorts, and I am pleased to be part of this group. I may get angry, I may speak angry words, but I do not tell lies. And I've never used this platform to misinform, to tell lies, to present naked half-truths as it is being said here. So I have chosen to respond to the most honorable Senator Walcott. I have no brief on his professionalism. Given what I heard about his bio, he seems to be an accomplished physician and surgeon. And from what I gathered from his comrades at the law school, he was always intelligent and bright. But that does not mean that at a heightened moment that you should accuse others of whom you know are speaking the truths and attribute such statements to them. So Dave, let us say a little bit about that on that clip that I sent.
Liar the lion, he laughed till he sweat. He said, Mr. Debo, ain't say nothing yet. If you really want to hear about fishing, let me blow your mind. Now listen to something. When you're talking about fish, you just hit the spot. I was hoping you did believe it or not. The fish your father caught, to you it was great. But it's them small fish my father does use stupid. Lion went ahead on points in the show. Completely eliminated Mr. Debo. The next man to beat was Willie Outrageous. He asked the judges if he could lie first. The judges asked Lion, the Lion agreed. Say any topic Will pick is alright with me. He outrageous, I strong, let we meet head on. And when we done, see who had fit to wear the crown. You hear lie? That's
lie. You hear lie? Teacher person said, if you tell a lie, you're going to hell as soon as I die. And I couldn't help but bring out that bit of music. So let's look to see who's misinforming. I'm going to use my time quickly by reading to the script. So Dave, let's see the PowerPoints that I've sent you, because we have heard some lies and we have only been acting on the information. So who's misinforming whom? And I put that image to tell the honorable gentleman, shh, 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 before you expose yourself. Because tonight I am going to bring up some of those half-baked truths, the lies that you said this cohort here bring to the public week after week. So the next slide, Dave. And I have to lean forward. How much of the 2018 manifesto promises have been achieved? Next slide. Who's misinforming whom? How much of the 2018 manifesto promises have been achieved? Remember that they said that within the first 6 months after being elected, the urgent agenda mission titled Critical Policies and Action, our urgent agenda mission will, and I go back, may I see the screen? I go back to what I have always said, ensure a reliable and timely school bus service. And from September 2018, placing safety officers and buses and at places where students and young people congregate in large numbers. Were we misinforming Marcia and Zico when we presented that to the public? And with your permission, Marcia, I'm going to ask persons to put in the chat things that we would have said that they are calling lies. Next slide quickly. Have we misinformed? Are we misinforming, telling lies, feeding half-baked truths to the public when we shared and educated on the cybercrime bill, which they had to pull back, on the interception of communication bill, which they had to pull back, the escalation of crime and violence and the poor response to it by the AG? Are we telling lies? Are we telling lies about the peace program headed by the coordinator MP Corey Lane for the city, and the sums of money paid out to the tune, last counting, $95,000 to questionable characters? And with what kind of results to show? Marcia, Zico, are we telling lies? Are we misinforming? Next slide quickly. Are we misinforming the public when we sought to educate and share on the 500,000 government subvention through the ministry headed by Kirk Humphrey to the Barbados Alliance to End Homelessness headed by Kimar Safri? Was that a lie? Have we been lying when we spoke to the lack of transparency from Deputy Prime Minister Sanchia Bradshaw over the receipt of a check of $7,500 from an individual who it is alleged receives contracts from the Deputy Prime Minister's ministry? And with the support from the Prime Minister on the floor in the lower house, she was told she does not have to respond to that. Are we misinforming, my fellow panelists? Let's look quickly at the next one. Are we misinforming the giveaway of prime crown land of the old General Hospital to the African Export-Import Bank, a Fritzson bank, a profit-making bank, and not a development bank, which they have misinformed us about and has sought to make us believe it is a development bank, and not for a penny, not for a peppercorn rate? Have we been misinforming and marching um, based on untruths? Have we misinformed the spending of just under $5 million to transform the Oyster Bay Garden for the men's T20 World Cup? And this was shared by the chairman of the National Organizing Committee, Ambassador Noel Lynch. Were we lying? Were we lying when I went up there and saw that the bus stand is still rickety, to measure the tents and to see that most of the tents on the roadside by Kentucky are no longer there, not most, all? Were we misinforming, Marcia? Let's look at the next slide. I'm using my time quickly. Have we been misinforming about the lack of a budget for Carrie Festa? A lack of a budget for education reform? I was the one who asked at the town hall meeting at Dighton Griffith School to be told by the chairman then of the director of that process that they had no budget, and it made the VOB news the next morning. Are we misinforming when we're asking about the lack of a budget for Regathering 2025? Are we misinforming when we speak of the monies paid to consultants, the almost 30 million US dollars for the company that advised on Barbados' debt restructuring? Are we misinforming? Are we misinforming about the whole project mismanagement of funds? Over 60 million of taxpayers' dollars invested with few completed houses to show for it. And the investigation that Prime Minister Mia Mottley promised last year into the controversial project is still to happen. Are we misinforming? Marcia, I'm here. I don't like people lying on me. I have gotten beaten for telling lies as a child, and if my grandmother smell it in me, it got beaten out before it could be formed into a lie. Are we, next slide quickly, Dave? Are we misinforming? Who is misinforming whom? Public concerns about delivery of healthcare services at QEH. Are we misinforming about the state of the roads? Are we misinforming about public transportation issues? Are we misinforming about what's happening within the education system? The constant closure, premature closure of schools, the rodent infested schools. Are we misinforming about the lack of preparedness every beginning of the school year? Schools not ready for being inhabited. Are we misinforming? Are we misinforming about what happened recently with the Wesley Hall School and the lack of preparedness for the children to be housed in alternative accommodation? Are we misinforming about the inadequate garbage collection, yet paying the high sewage tax? Are we misinforming about the water wars, particularly in St. Lucia? And that MP, Peter Phillips, had told the people previously to pay the bills. Don't listen to the dissenting voices that said don't. And now he's coming back because the pressure's on and because elections are around the corner. He's coming back now to tell the people they need an apology. They always throw someone under the bus. They always engage in gaslighting. And to tell the no, yes, the CEO should apologize. I don't think that was appropriate to be said. But yet, no, Peter Phillips, who has not spoken out or acted on behalf of the people, he told them to continue paying the bills. He was the one who told, I think, Kirk Humphrey, Minister Humphrey, and I don't know, I can't remember if his minister, deputy PM, as Speaker of the House or the some committee, he told them they didn't have to respond to the leader of the opposition's query. And now he could come out and say that it's insensitive and inappropriate what the CEO, acting CEO, has said. Where was he ever said, shh, you're now misinforming the public? And I'm asking, this is just a few points that have come to mind in the short time that I have to share. But I'm asking the question, who is misinforming who? This particular administration has the habit of misinforming, has the habit of packaging and repackaging untruths, promises not delivered, fooling the public. The latest thing, and I'm going to tell you that this has me incensed, and I'm wrapping up quickly. The Prime Minister at the regathering here, the opening, seeking to account for migration at the opening up of the partnership, the agreement between Belize, Dominica, Barbados, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines. And this is the analogy she gives, and it angers me and it belittles us that St. Michael as a parish began migration in Barbados, where people from other parts of Barbados headed to St. Michael and stand back and tell the family from St. Lucia, St. George, wherever, come down to a bridge, St. Michael, I'll find a spot for you. How trivial is that? Something as important. Are my people lapping it up? You know why? Because this month is going to be, according to the coordinator for St. Michael regathering, Kevin Carvalho, that there is going to be an event called Fetting from Sunrise to Sunset. So with all the fetting, you can trivialize information. You can work on the minds of the people. And that is how you explained to the public something as important of freedom of movement and migration. Are we stupid, Marcia? Are we a stupid people? No. There are still some of us. I choose to misinform the public in the manner that I do, because everything I have brought to this platform or to any other platform is based on research. And we have had some very excellent research. Guy Murray, Maxine McLean, Pastor Ferdinand, recently Apostle Canterbury, Mr. Strickland, Alvin Babb. We have had Help Me, Caswell Franklin in the past, Kima Strout in the past. Excellent. Hearing Zico brings a fresh analysis to the socio-economic issues in Barbados. And we have had people point out to me those, and I'm talking about the ones underground, not those from afar in the diaspora. And we have had other views. When we brought in Corey Greenwich to talk about the interception of communication bill, was that a lie? Were we misinforming? I associate with this platform based on the fact that I can identify with the truths and the research and information brought consistently and constantly to this show, and the opportunities we have to debunk fallacies. And you can hear that I'm not happy. Do not lie. And it ain't got no with Tisha Percy saying that if you lie, you're going to heaven as soon as you die. The Bible abhors liars. And do not lie on those of us who have the interest of the people. And whenever we step out informed. You mean that you could not accept your accolades, your award with the grace that it deserves. And I'm glad that they have recognized you in your life for your work and your input to their party. But do not lie. I do not engage in misinforming. I have never done it, and I will not begin now. I could not let it get away. And as I ask those in the chat, could you put more things that we have misinformed the public on? The naked half truths that we have marched and presented to you.
Yes.
They are stretching this too far.
Too far.
Thank
Yes.
you, Marcia. Thank you, Zico.
Wow, well
I shall
done.
go drink
Well
some
done.
water.
Well done.
Excellent.
Well done.
Excellent.
Excellent. And listen, you were tight with the time.
Yep.
We still gave you some 26 minutes, but you delivered. Excellent work. Let
Thank
me hear
you.
Zico give us before Mrs. Corbin, just give us a 2 minutes comment on that before we move to the next segment. Zico,
Yes. First of all, I just want to commend you. Excellently done. Excellently done. As I know, people say the truth need no defense. The truth can stand by itself. But you even stating this here when he said that it's time for him to respond. I was going to ask, how is he going to respond by the same bills that he walked back that he was protesting against? How was he going to respond? He said it's time for him to respond. So I want to know how he was going to respond. And they're still waiting for it. Because as you said, the truth need no defense. And you stated it here today. We may tell a joke, but never a lie. And that's exactly what we did. Every single thing you pointed out. Every single thing you pointed out was a fact, not opinion. A fact, 100% fact. So excellently done. That's all I can say. Excellently done.
Yeah, and
Really, humbly.
listen. If that is what they're going to run on, because I see that same talk coming from the Prime Minister, and they put a clip together with her speaking against this group, and it seems like that is part of the election campaigning loyal opposition. So what this tells me is that the next time that we go out on the street, loyal opposition, we need to be showcasing and reminding people of all the lies. Our placards, our everything need to be about the lies from 2018 till now. We need to, all of that. We're going to sink it home, people. I believe, and I think that this is good. Somebody said, oh, don't focus on them. Leave them alone. Say nothing. Don't forget about Jerome. No, that's not, that I want Barbadians to understand something. This is exactly what happened to the DLP. You know, guys, Mrs. Corbin, they labeled the DLP and they said, oh, we're bigger than that. We know what we've accomplished. They didn't just label the DLP, but we showed you on this show that Mayor Motley and the BLP lied to you about the DLP. Lied. The facts are there. But you know what? The DLP didn't do anything at that time. And it stuck. It ain't sticking over here. It ain't sticking over here. So those of you who are saying in the chat, Mrs. Corbin should have left it alone, you are wrong. You are dead wrong. This is not the age. We ain't doing it. None of us on this show running for an office. We have nothing to protect. Do you understand? But the truth. Ms. Corbin, Auntie Rose, I hope you don't mind me calling you Auntie Rose. Auntie Rose, give us your final comment. As I told you, we have a tight ship tonight. Give us in half a minute. Go ahead, ma'am.
Um, I'm just overwhelmed. Just pardon me. Thanks for the opportunity, Marcia. And as we step into our independence, that's another lie. They confused us about independence and Republic Day. They confused us, and there was the pushback coming from this side. Tell us, there was the pushback until they had to come back. And even now, I do not believe Mr. Abrams, because the half-baked announcement he made here concerning about what will happen this year. Will it continue to be? It was a deliberate act on their part to put the two together. A deliberate act to gradually erase Independence Day and bring in the new thing. You remember that Liz Thompson at the St. James North platform at Haywards, I heard her, not Haywards down there by wherever. I heard her that they are creating a legacy called Mia Motley. And because of that, they are playing with people's minds. They are making us believe that only the truth comes from them. But I say, like the leader of opposition from this side, Marcia, let us continue to give the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And Marcia, if I cannot adequately prepare to come to present on your show, do excuse me as you have done when I say I am not ready. I don't have enough time to research and to prepare. And that is what I respect about you. And I do hope that all others who come on the show will act with integrity. I speak of Maxine McLean. I speak of Glenn. I speak of Pastor Ferdinand Nichols. I speak of when I say Glenn Murray, pardon me. I speak of Mr. Caswell Franklin, whom we shared the platform with, and with Kima Stewart. I speak of those persons you have brought, even those who came to share factually from the Democratic Labour Party. Why don't they from the other side? Instead of hiding behind their tents, hiding behind their political platforms, and hiding on the floor of Parliament, under the privilege of Parliament, and continue to throw big rocks over at the innocent, like ourselves, who choose to speak the truth. Marcia, I thank you. I love Barbados.
Amen.
And as long as I have breath, I will ask God to help me to speak the truth and continue to inform and educate the Barbadian public on what is happening and being thrown to us and given to us as good offerings. Thank you, Marcia. Don't get me started. Thank you.
Well, you know what? You will be able to, let me know when again, and you could come back on and go through some more, because I know that there are more. Thank you so much, Mrs. Corbin. God bless you. And thank you to Philip Corbin, who did all the technicals for her to come on so we could hear. Thank you, Mr. Corbin. God bless.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes,
Yes.
Oh my goodness, that was amazing. Go ahead.
You hear lie? Teacher Pussy say if you tell a lie, you're going to hell as soon as you die. Why, sir? Just
Yes, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good song. You know,
Excellent song.
and as people are saying, blessings, Rose. Somebody says here that is why Mia Motley is behaving the way that she is. Barbadians are refusing to call out all the nonsense that she and her colleagues are doing, and that's what we're doing on the show. And if that's what they're calling lies, well, that's what it is. We will never stop speaking the truth. The truth is what they will get on the show. We spend hours, I tell you, researching and asking questions. And if we were lying so much, I wonder why they had to walk back the bills. They were so
Thank
good.
you. Thank you.
What if we can you imagine the prime minister and this honorable Jerome Walcott, because I'm not afraid to label you, sir. That's what I do. And you don't have to say any lie about that. I label you all as I see them. This honorable Jerome Walcott, who we don't even know, who is the Minister of Health. Where are you? How many days did you stay in Barbados? We're going to just have a segment on you alone. And you're going to have to answer these lies. I know, Mr. You're the most honorable, but what you have done here is dishonorable.
Mm-hmm.
What you did here is dishonorable because you're trying to win an election. And you know what it is? I think it's his conscience that's bothering him. He knows the truth is he did not deserve that award. Mia Motley knows you don't deserve it either. And nobody listening, everybody listening say, what to what nation, when? Years ago, not now. But you've not been here. You've been in hospitals. You are not well, and we pray for your speedy recovery. But you're not in the hospitals in Barbados because they're too terrible. You have done such an awful job in destroying the QEH, Jerome Walcott, that you can't even go there to get treatment. You are overseas, remember? That's where you are. You're a horrible Minister of Health, and you are just given the position so that you can hold the party together and you won't revolt under Mia Motley. Remember, you are one of them that wanted to kick her out. The most dishonorable Jerome Walcott. And I'm calling you dishonorable because of what you have done, because of the lies that came out of your mouth. And I'm not afraid to do that. Rose Corbin already gave you your official title, the most honorable, but your actions make you dishonorable in my books. But we're going to move on. Zico, let me give you the final word on this segment. And then Dave, if in the meantime, put up the housing project, the corruption. We're going to show the people the corruption, Zico, that they have done in the housing project. Well, let me turn over to you. Go ahead, Zico.
Yes, as I said, my challenge is to basically state where was the lie, when was the lie told. That is my challenge. As simple as it is. The truth need no defense. But you're vague speaking and you're talking all around the place and talking about, the half truths, the naked half truths. State where, when was the lie? And once again, if it was a lie, why did you walk back the bills? The same bills which we have protested upon. Yes. If there were lies. Because all it was the everyday citizen going up there and letting their voices be known, which is not it's the reality. It is facts. The bills you wanted to pass, we was against. Barbados was against it, and they spoke, and you walked it back. What lies were told? So I challenge him. Tell us the lies that was told. I guarantee they won't. They won't.
Correct. And we're going to talk about the big lie called hope. And Zico, the reason that I would even venture to talk about hope is that I remember after Kimar broke that story about St. John, Pool St. John. And I went to Pool St. John and I was walking around and, I just felt the pain and the hurt and the disappointment of Barbadians who believed that they were going to get a low-income housing. And when I saw the grass growing up, in the building, in the half-done buildings, having learned, and this is not a lie, that they did not even have the title deeds, Zico.
You're correct. They didn't.
Go ahead, Zico.
Now you're absolutely correct. That's I was waiting for you to say. They didn't have these. How can you start a project promising people these houses, low income houses, and you get it on the way, and then you don't even have the deeds for the spot. You don't even have the deeds for the land. And you call yourself a credible government? Seriously? Where's he laying that? Where's he laying that? Where's he lay in the in over $60 million in unanswered for taxpayers' money? Where's he laying that? Are you waiting for the response? Where is he laying that? You have to be held accountable. And the loyal opposition, as long as we have energy and breath and we love our country, we will speak on it. Because it's a disrespect and it's a slap in the face to every single person who was waiting, anticipating. I mean, it was it sounded lovely because that's what y'all got up doing. Presenting lovely concepts. But when it's time for the practice and the execution of these projects, it's a no-show, it's a fall away, or it's discrepancies, or it was some scam, or it was this and that, or unanswered for money. Come on, it needs to be a level of accountability. Rather than going on and talking and having these parties and these gatherings and this and that, deal with the issues that are affecting us, the people. But they can't do it. They can't do it on the speaker so people can dance and walk up and you see them. You have to do better, man. You have to do better. Unacceptable.
Yeah. I can feel your disgust, Zico, because there is a lady on here, a Jacqueline Allen, and I know she did psychology, and she had a comment here. Oh my goodness, she said, I'm trying to find it, and that's exactly what I'm thinking of, guys. They are using lies and psychology on the people of Barbados.
Yep.
That is what they are doing. Barbadians, open your eyes. The people that you see on here are not making $1 off being on the show. Zico is not part of a party. I don't make any dollars off the show. Rose Corbin is not a member of a party. Maxine McLean is a member of the DLP. Lynette Eastman, when she used to come, is the leader of her party. Nigel Newton is not a member of any party. When Caswell was coming, he wasn't a member of any party. Come on, Glenn Murray is a member of a party. Go and sit down with all those lies and that psychological warfare that you have unleashed on the people of Barbados. So we have before us on the screen, and we're going hard on them. We're hitting them hard tonight. We have 17 minutes or so, or 27 minutes to do this before the other person comes. The Auditor General's findings. Now, we did this the other night, Zico, with Senator Walters. However, he wasn't able to make it tonight on the show. And so what he did, he sent me the Auditor General's report. I want somebody to point out the lie in this report. I didn't do the report. And this is the quality of research that is done on the show. Dave, go to the next slide. The whole project, what the Auditor General found and why every taxpayer should care. 1, promise versus the reality. The promise, affordable housing. The whole project was created to build affordable homes for Barbadians. That's a good and a noble thing, Zico. But the question is, Zico and viewers, Barbadians, what did the Auditor General find when they looked at the books? Not Marcia Weeks or Zico. The big picture. When he looked at the big picture, he found a pattern of gaps. Okay? What the audit uncovered. This wasn't one small error. This is taken directly from the Auditor General's report. The report shows a pattern of serious gaps in how money was managed. Zico, if you hired somebody, you're building a house, and you hired a contractor to build your house, you start to look at the money because the money seemed like it's funny. The money
Right.
funny. And you start to find gaps in the money. What is that telling you, Zico John?
Level of corruption, theft. Something is not right. Something is not right.
I want to ask the loyal opposition, those of you who are watching, because I want this here. This is a series we're going to do on the whole project. We are keeping hope alive on the show. Okay? If you are being told there are gaps, those of you who run a business, your accountant, your auditor, I am a trained accountant. And if an external auditor comes to your business, this man is an external auditor. The Auditor General is an external auditor to the government, because each of these they should have their own internal auditors, the different ministries, along with their accountant. So here you have an external auditor who's coming in, and this is what they found.
It's not correct.
So basically, it is that you count up your money and you realize that there are gaps. But you say, you know what? I could be wrong. Let me bring in a CPA or an ACCA. Let me go to Cooper's, or let me go to Ernst & Young and get an auditor to come in and audit these statements here for me. Somebody external. And the person external comes in and tells you that there are gaps, Mr. Zico John, Andrea Moore, Dale Worrell, Jacqueline Aline, Rose Corbin, all of you, Iretha, and you still do not believe the external auditor? You find that your money funny as taxpayers. You said something wrong here, man. Then you bring in the external auditor to say, look at this for me, because I could be wrong. The Auditor General, the external auditor, come in to audit the taxpayers' money and tells you, it's not just even a little thing, it's a big thing. And you are still not believing the external auditor? Talk to me, Zico. What kind of person would still not believe the external auditor about their own money? It's their money.
It's impossible not to believe it. The only way you could refuse to believe it is if something definitely got to be wrong with you mentally. There's no way that you can see and somebody come in and tell you, well, there's something not right on the books. And you not decide to say, well, cool, let me go back from where you started. Let me go back from where we begin this year. And then you try to recap. All right, this was spent here, this was given here, then we recoup this, or whatever the case may be, we invested it, and then you realize that something still is not right, and then you tell yourself that no, the person doing the analysis has got to be wrong. Nah, the only way anybody would decide to say, well, the person got to be wrong if they themselves was carrying the money. If them themselves was carrying the money, that's the only way, because there's no way that you bring in. First, it was internally audit.
That's what
then you bring in.
Look, they said you don't believe it because you're part of the problem.
Yes, that's the only way. There's no way I can have a business. All right, I can have a business and there's directors, but still, I have to go to the directors to answer for the money that I'm planning to spend or invest. And every quarter we do an audit. We do an internal audit, and then we do an external audit. The internal audit comes up, and there was some discrepancies and certain things was not right with the books. We decided, okay, we bring in an external audit, and then we realized that something was not right. There's no way that the directors can look at me and say, well, listen, you have to be accountable for it. You will have to be accountable for the money. There's no way, there's no getting around it. Money like that just not go missing. When money is distributed, more than one signature have to be signed off upon that money so it can be traced. It don't be just given willy-nilly. Oh, yeah, you go ahead. Yeah, you go ahead. No, you have to answer for it. So then once again, what would come back to me? Who's responsible for the signature and the release of the money will have to be accountable.
Well, I tell you something. as John is talking here about the and it's related. It's not unrelated. John B. Nathan. He says, if you believe a lightning struck burn up the records, you would doubt the auditor general. And I'm telling you, all the way for the next couple months, I'm telling you, we're gonna be we're gonna put some fire in their tail.
Heavy.
Because every fire under your tail, and all with truth. Listen, folks, at home, look this. Take a picture of this and show your co-workers what you learned on the Marcia Week show, not from me, but from the Auditor General report. Take a screenshot, please. The report shows a pattern of serious gaps in how your money was managed, taxpayers. No transparency. Auditor General says weak oversight. That's how money can carry away. That's my baby, John. They carry away the money. Missing documents. Huh? Missing documents. Public funds are at risk. Auditor General said that. We not said that. Next slide, Dave. Finding number 1. No competitive tendering. The contracts awarded without open bidding. Folks, if you are doing any subject in business, administration, accounting, financial management, you know that this is a big red flag. This is a big red flag for corruption. Once you know contracts are awarded without open bidding, this is corruption 101, Barbados. Let me take my microphone and speak in it. Come on, Zico. Come on, Zico.
That means the old friend. That means the old friend of favor. Anything you say anything, that means the old friend of favor. You don't have somebody in the pickings already, which you know for sure that spells. Not saying that it is, but it spells corruption. It is room for corruption. Yes, it is room for corruption. Anytime you bringing in somebody, especially with the open bidders, you had somebody in the wings waiting. You had somebody on standby. Or who knows who you had on standby.
This is the Auditor General's report. And I am telling you, as somebody, I am a trained CPA, and I am saying to you folks, this is serious business. And the only reason somebody ain't going to jail is because the Auditor General is not given any teeth. He doesn't have any power. Well, the people, we are the power.
Exactly. It's our taxpayers' money.
Listen, the power is this, Zico. We've got the vote, the V. We've got the power. The only reason they ain't going to jail over this is because he didn't have the power to lock them up. Huh? But the people have the power. And that's what they're afraid of, people power. What did it say here? The Auditor General found no evidence of open tender for selecting firms. So let's go back to the scenario. You are building a house, you have a contractor. The contractor, instead of trying to get the best price for the equipment or the best person to do the specific job in your house, what the contractor does, Zico?
He comes and tell you, man, I know a man that could do that for you.
He come and tell you he know a man he could do it for you. Mr. Jesus, this government is a disgrace. The government is a huge disgrace. The government says, man, I know so like a scammer and a con. They're con men. I know somebody who can do it for you. And guess what? No, when you turn around, these contractors, you know what they do? You turn around. Guess what? It's his cousin business, that he's part owner of.
You're correct.
Are we breaking this down in layman terms so those Barbadians who don't understand, so that they say we're using big words? Huh? And the same thing I tell you, I believe, I don't know, this one I don't know as a fact, is my opinion, that the same thing that happened to this fast-talking Indian man that is on there trying to tell you that he gonna build your house in 10 days, that category 5 hurricane, we'll have to see it and go it and left it alone. That is I want to know what the bidding process was for that building company.
And then also for people to know that there is a commission upon procurement of contract. So if I bring something to you, right? So for instance, say I am building a house and I get a contract and say, listen, I could get you this job building this house, but what you gonna do? I can take it to the man. All they want is a percentage on the recommendation of the procurement of the contract. And that's what happens. So that's the reason why you will not see a bid, or you will not go to the best option in terms of multiple people coming to you and you go for the best price. You go to a man and say, no, man. And then what happens is me who bring the man gets a commission based on the contract. Commission based on procurement. And that's what happens. And it leaves room once again for corruption. Because everybody, this will going on, and money going wrong in a particular circle. You're not going to the best option or the most qualified option.
Yeah, you're so right. And John B. Nathan is agreeing with you. Folks, I want you to get angry. Anger, nothing is wrong with anger. The Bible said, be angry and sin not. I want all of you listening to me, get angry about this. It's your money. It is your money. Hard-earned money. Yeah, listen. The key question is, Barbadians, based on what the Auditor General is saying, how do we know we got the best value for our money? If you're going to award contracts without open bidding, as Zico is saying, you're being awarded, you get a percentage because of finder's fee then.
Correct.
Who is it? The minister got the finder's fee? The prime minister, did you get the finder's fee? Or is it, who was the minister of housing then? A boyfriend that get the finder's fee? Is the deputy prime minister boyfriend who get the finder's fee? I'm asking a question. We have to ask because their names were there. You got to get angry about this. And they could talk all the way, they're not going away. How were these firms really selected? All the firms, all the companies that worked with Hope, how were they selected? The Auditor General, an independent person, says to the people of Barbados, contracts were awarded without open bidding. That's his finding number one. You angry yet? You angry yet? Dave go to number 2 for us. Boy, and the time going. Weak oversight. Basically, who was minding the store? There was a limited monitoring from the Ministry of Housing and the Hope Inc. This is what the Auditor General says of your money. That they did not have proper oversight over your $60 million. Do you hear me? $60 million. No proper oversight, weak oversight. There was a limited monitoring. Key decisions, what this really means, Barbados. Key decisions on payments were made without independent verification. That's what Zico is talking about, the 2 signatures and all the different things that they do. You have to send in a purchase order. The purchase order have to be signed. All of that we learn in accounting so that you could follow the trail. There's an audit trail from the source document. From source to that final payment, the document to the check. And then you have somebody going to go now and they are going to audit what you bought. The purchase requisition, all of that. They said key decisions on payment were made without independent verification. Site approvals were given without sufficient documentation. Zico?
But it's for this government, it's pretty easy. We're just gonna borrow some more money again. We mismanaged 60 million, we're gonna borrow, we're gonna borrow 100. We do it all over again. It's very simple. We're just gonna borrow more money.
You know, Zico, and that's why these in this inept government really terrible at managing of managing anything at all. Yeah, go ahead.
And what's sad, this is business 101. I mean, this is nothing difficult to understand. This is very difficult, even for those who, I mean, this bracket on another way, I think, so people can understand. There's a reason why why certain things are people or organizations is against inside trading, to avoid conflict of interest. All right. Same thing we're looking here as well. You don't just say, well, you know, a man you come. You look for the best bid. You get the best bid. You work or the most qualified bid. You go with that. Then you move on. Then there's a budget in place. Then there's a person in charge of that budget allocation, where this will go and where that will go. There's multiple people in charge of that verification. So for instance, if I sign on, Marcy, you gotta sign on, and Dave gotta sign on. It's not an independent decision to say, well, yeah, XYZ, we can pay, and they can sign off on my own. No, 3 signatures or 2 signatures need to be on this particular document. If anything goes wrong, 3 people are then held accountable for the allocation of the funds. So for we to pretend and act like, oh, the money was just mishandled and that's the end of the situation, no.
Well,
somebody needs to be held accountable. You cannot just say, oops. It's not an oops.
Listen to me. Listen, Barbadians, listen. I know, you know what? They call us all kind of names and whatever. But I want you to understand something, that we are here fighting for you. Who is going to come? Who's going to do this for you free of cost? They're lying to you and you're paying them to lie to you. You pay them to lie to you and pay them very well. Travel allowance and entertainment allowance. But we come on here, no agendas. I'm not running for any office. Zika's, as far as I know, not running for any office.
Nope.
We have the percentage of those running for office that come on here very, very small, because we try our best to keep them off the show. Those who are running for office.
That's it. People so dizzy from fetting and drinking, smoking, and fraternizing with convicts. It's true. It is true. Why do we expect any better from them? It is true. Keep us busy, keep us distracted. Whether it's be gathering, whether it's carry faster, whether now it's coming. I mean, it's true. Keep us distracted.
Bajans need to get angry. You have to reach the point of anger. Stop being so soft. Stop allowing people to do and wee on you and being graphic. Because that's how I feel. That's what they're doing to us. They lied to us in 2018. They lied throughout all those 4 years till 2022. And they continue to lie and deceive the people in this country. And then throw it back on the people that's telling the truth and call them the liars. Wow, this is deep abuse. This is called, you know what? We need to get Dr. Myrie Hines on this. Dr. Myrie Hines, I need to always mixing up her name. She needs to be able to explain to us what we are doing as Barbadians. What's happening to us? Because this is abuse. Dave, go to the next one. Let me move this. Guys, I hope you took a picture, because we're going to keep this going, you know. We're going to review this. The Auditor General says, not Marcia Weeks or Zika John, the paper trail is missing. So those of you who might not be in accounting, but you might have a business, let's break this down. When they say the paper trail is missing, all right? So if Zico came and bought something, comes to me and he orders something, he wants something bought, he wants some tiles bought, then I'm going to give you an invoice, right, Zico?
You're correct.
Yes. Now, So when they say no supporting invoices, that's what they mean. A lot of you might understand, but everybody doesn't. And we want everybody to understand. So that invoice, as the owner of the business, Zika say he wants 1,000 tiles, some pretty tiles. I then write the invoice, okay, or my accounting department, or, you know, and send it off, right, to Zico. Zico now looks at it and then determines whether he can pay or whatever. But then he has controls in his business, right? So then you're going to show that whoever is over you, you might be the purchasing manager, might be, right? We're simplifying it. And so now whoever is over you, you're going to look at that invoice and determine whether you're going to really want to buy these kinds of tiles, and if so many, right? Then they give you, based on the invoice, your accounting department will cut a check, right? Based on that invoice. You go and you buy that stuff and you get a receipt. Right, Zico?
You're correct. And there's even one step even before that, which makes it even foolproof. Even before the invoice, you will ask for an estimate for the same tills to make sure, you know what? Yes, I can afford it. So then I confirm, yes, I can.
Perfect.
Then you send the invoice because they're not getting ready to buy it. So there's no surprise purchase. I said, oops, we didn't know it would be that expensive. No, there's an estimate. You ask first for the estimate. Once you confirm, yes, you can pay for that. Then you confirm and say, yes, willing to purchase. You're willing to purchase. Then after you purchase, you get your invoice. After sending the invoice, then there's a receipt then to show between the parties. Signatures is then placed between both companies. Then for sure, we have a paper trail. We don't create a line. Who we bought from, where we bought from, how much it cost. And before we even purchase it, we confirm that, yes, we can afford it. So it's still to be no mishaps at all. From the time you see the estimate, from the estimate was sent to you, you say, yes, we can afford it. So there's no mishaps. There's no surprise purchase. And this is how we know it's so insulting to somebody. We can't just go, oops, and let me just borrow some more money for the mistake that we made. Somebody needs to be held accountable. Over $60 million just don't. No, how hard it is to mismanage $60 million. It has to be some level of corruption.
There is.
It has to be.
It's my opinion, not the Auditor General. Okay, this is not my opinion. Based on my training. Based on my training, there would have had to be an investigation. If a company, say big Coca-Cola, okay, or a big company, there would be mad investigation. But because this is the government, there's no investigation. Prime Minister Mia Motley, let me speak in the microphone. Where is the investigation you promised? Was that a lie too? Somebody says it's not the right anger, it's righteous indignation. Are you all sharing this live? You all sharing the live? Come on, folks. Why are the numbers dropping? Are they reporting the page? Remember, we've got to like. Folks, we've got to like. They are coming for us. We've got to be ready. Everybody pause and like the show now. Like the show now. They're messing with the numbers. Pause and like the show now.
Or is it this? They put it out there. All right, is it that after the investigation, she realized that there was some level of corruption, but in order for she to reveal the culprits, it would probably expose some individuals? Is that a possibility? Or is it a possibility that probably if I myself was a part of, and I just say, we need to investigate, but what would I expose myself? These is things you really got to wonder, because there's no way that you can have an investigation and there's no update. There's no update. There's no one held to the fire. There's no one saying, well, yes, we will take accountability for the issue. We, as the government, should be held to a higher standard, and we feel you, the taxpayers, and we will, get them to the bottom of this and deal with the matter. No level of accountability. And this is what pisses me off. Because it's like you insulting John public, believing that I'm smart enough to see and realize that way. This ain't adding up though.
It's
This is
not
not adding
adding
up.
up.
And this is not
Adding up.
opinions. We're looking at something as the Auditor General. This is not me or your opinion. This is something that actually happened. This is facts. And then to continue to parade like nothing is going on. And then oops, let people drink and party. Let me distract them some more. We can distract them straight till Christmas.
And this is why I say this is too, they think that they're going to get away with this. Do you hear me? They think they're going to be bold-faced and get away with this, but as long as I have breath in my body and I live in this country, as long as I can open this computer and come on, and if they ever dare try to stop me, please don't call now, guys. Please don't call now. Please don't call now. Let's just wait till where it's time for us to call. Thank you. But folks, as long as I have breath in my body, and Zico and all of us, we're committed. We're going after you. We have nothing to lose. You hear what I tell you? You don't tell me there are problems supporting invoices, receipts, contract performance guarantees. What this is telling us, the impact of what the Auditor General is saying is that we cannot verify if the funds were used as intended. Corruption. Dave, go to the next slide, please. Guys, while you share up the live. Questionable payments. Lord Jesus, if I say one more thing. Listen, if this was the money you gave the contractor to build your house, and your accountant who brought in an external accountant came and told you that they're questionable payments, money paid out too soon, specifically, money were paid out too soon, advance payments were made to contractors. Read it for yourself. Before the site work even begun, the Auditor General talking about that. In some cases, before legal agreements were even signed. Get angry, Barbados, get angry.
Which basically says, my guy, I got the work for you. I got a friend. Come, and they can give you some money. And they can give you some money even before it's confirmed. Come on. And if it is not corruption, that means somebody needs to be fired for not doing the job properly. Because there's no way anybody can screw up this bad and still got a job today. Not what happened in a small business, I don't understand how it can happen in government. How could it? If it is not corruption, that means who's in charge or who signed off needs to be fired. And publicly, and not only just publicly, and also publicly apologize to the taxpayers and reimburse them back for the money. Because this is unacceptable. How can I? And they don't understand. This is business one. It's simple business 101. Advance money and give it to you. Things were signed on even before it was actually fully confirmed. How could I even? How? The work even start yet.
I am just getting so angry. So angry with these people. This could never happen in any private business. None. But they want to do this to us. Dave, let's go to finding number 5. And I tell you, we're going to stop tonight because I see my friend from Guyana is in the studio. But we're coming back. When he leaves, we're going to come back to our issues. And this show tonight, we're going on a little extra because I have to also give you, we put a little comedy in there about this thing with Kerry Symmonds. That's coming up, I promise you, but it's coming up, right? Because we laugh a little too. But we're angry tonight. The next one is the cost-benefit analysis. Are we saving or wasting money? The key question here, is this new agency and efficient use of taxpayer dollars. Now, this is a finding that the cost benefit analysis was not done. No analysis was done to compare the cost of building homes via Hope Inc. versus using the National Housing Corporation, the NHC. They went ahead and put their friends. The Deputy Prime Minister's boyfriend was part of this original Hope. Yes. They had one of the senators on it as well. And the next show, remember, we're doing an investigative series. We're going to bring you everybody who was part of it. Barbados, I say, get mad. They did no cost benefit analysis. Could it be, I'm asking a question here, Zico, that they didn't do it because they set up their friends in the Hope Inc. as a shell company, not a real company, to siphon off the $60 million. Is it that why they did not check whether the NHC, whether it could have been done under the NHC? Because they want to set up Hope Inc. with their friends, right? To lick out the $60 million with them and their friends. I don't know. I'm asking a question. Why are those people going to go away? We no longer hear about the Deputy Prime Minister, boyfriend, or sugar daddy, or whatever he is to her. Where is he? Where is the boyfriend or the sugar daddy? Where's the $60 million? Did it go like the 7,500 check? We need to get mad and get crazy. Listen to me. I am saying to you folks, stop this, going around and whispering. Stop it. They have done enough for you to stand up flat-footed and speak out strong. Stop the whispering. You think they can do all of us anything in here? If we band together against these bandits, they can do something to all of us in here. And very soon, they're getting ready to come with another set of lies. But I tell you something, we're going to box them lies out your mouth. As soon as they come out your mouth, they're going to have to go back right in and you belch them up. Go ahead, Zika, before I bring the guests in. I'm very upset tonight.
This should even be number one. Before you start anything, this should be number one. Just like I was talking about the estimate. This should be number one. Before you start anything, this should be number one. Is it profitable? Is it benefiting the taxpayers? Well, of course not. Ain't gonna be not this. Why? Because it's not to benefit the taxpayers, it's to benefit us. Why? And then they said they can give you money before we even start anything. Why? And then promise you can get the contract before we even start anything. Why? And then promise you that even when you get the contract and then they give the money, at the end of the day, you're going to send me the receipt. Just hold that. You belong to me. And you're going to worry, it's a conflict of interest. That body is my friend, that body, XYZ, we slick like that. That's basically what it is.
Well,
not even the bag map and the block is run a business like that. Sad, man.
Exactly. Not even the drug dealers run a business like this. Because you can't run a business like this and it continues. You're mashing up your business. This is business 101. Financial management. You understand? And yes, I am shouting because I'm upset. And let me tell you something. Tonight, listen, this is Wednesday, November 5th. I tell you something. This show is waging a war on corruption in this country. We wage a war on corruption in here. We see it. We're going to tell it. But we have to break there, Dave, because we have folks. You let us go over to Guyana, and we're coming right back. Don't move. Don't move. We're coming right back. We went on because my Guyanese friend was not in, and he is none other than Mr. Rickford Burke, and he's been shouting out concerning what's happening in Guyana. And that's one of the things we do on here. We tell the truth. And this man, Rickford Burke, he loves this country as we love Barbados. I know that. And so I gladly welcome him on the show, and he's going to take the next 25 minutes or so and tell us about what's happening in Guyana. Welcome, Mr. Burke.
Good night. Thanks for having me. Good night to your listeners. Man, y'all fired up.
Listen,
have to be.
We have to be. 60 million gone from us.
I got a song like them bitches. Y'all fired up yonder. Oh damn boy, y'all fired up, boy.
How we head so rangy, hot man.
I want to use another term, but I'm not going to use it.
No. I know what you're going to say. You are not going to say that.
It begins with R, but R.
You know that.
No, our head is righteously hot. Nothing more. No other RH on here. Righteously hot. Don't get me in any trouble. Go ahead. No rank trouble.
You can't get no trouble, man. You can't get no trouble. Freedom of speech. Freedom of speech.
But go right ahead. What happened? Tell us about this rank foolishness happening in Guyana right now.
You mean with the chancellor?
Tell us.
So yesterday we filed a complaint with the let me make sure I'm having all sorts of technical issues today, but we're sorting it out.
Yes, and your lighting, I love your lighting. Whatever you guys do, there's
really.
Yes,
I'm thinking it's too much.
We're seeing you very clearly.
Yeah. So yesterday we filed a complaint with the members of the Regional Judicial and Legal Services Commission for the Caribbean. That's the body that regulates justices, monitors the ethics and so on for the Caribbean Court of Justice, and appoint judges, discipline judges. So what happened in Guyana? Let me give you a background. So the Constitution of Guyana requires that the president appoints the chancellor of the judiciary. Our chancellor is the head of the judiciary, and the chief justice comes under the chancellor. So the Constitution says for those two offices, chancellor and chief justice, the president appoints them after securing agreement of the opposition leader. So the Constitution promotes some sort of consensus or shared decision making with the government and the opposition. And so for the last 20 years, from the time that amendment was enacted, I think the only chancellor that was confirmed under that amendment was Justice Des Bernard, who subsequently became a judge of the Justice of the Caribbean Court of Justice. And from the time she left, no one else has been confirmed in the position, because the government at the time, which is the government in place now, the PUP government, does not believe that opposition should share that kind of power with them. So there's a proviso in that provision, which is Article 127(2), I think, of the Constitution. It says that the president can appoint, if the office is vacant, the president can appoint someone to act in that office. And in appointing someone to act, he doesn't have to get the agreement of the opposition leader. He merely has to engage in meaningful consultation with the opposition leader. And their meaningful conversation, just send a letter and say, hey, we intend to appoint this person. That's their meaningful consultation. And that violates the Constitution, because the CCJ ruled in 2020 what meaningful consultation means. It means a serious effort to consult. Anyway, so Justice Yonet Cummings She's been a judge from since I think like 2008. Prior to that, she was working in the DPP's office as a deputy DPP, then ultimately acting DPP. Then she became a High Court judge. She served in that position until 2015, I think, when she became the acting Chief Justice. And then when the Chancellor retired, which is Carl Singh, I think is in 2018, she became the acting Chancellor. So all of these people were acting Chief Justice, acting Chancellor, acting Chief Magistrate. It so happened that now the three people acting in the top three judicial positions in Guyana are Black. You have Justice Young Cummings acting as Chancellor, Justice Roxanne George acting as Chief Justice, and then you have Magistrate Faith Magusti acting as Chief Magistrate. They're all Black. The government does not like that. And so they've been having all these issues with these women, criticizing them. The Chancellor presides over the Court of Justice, sorry, the Court of Appeal. The Attorney General has been attacking the Justice Cummings, the Vice President, because she ruled against them in this elections saga in 2020, when the government, then opposition, now challenged the elections results in 2020. And she ruled in favor of now the opposition. And since the government came into power, they've been trying all sorts of things to get rid of her, undermine her. So she proceeded, remember she's acting, she proceeded on accumulated annual leave on July 15th. Prior to her going on leave for 3 months, the president, well, not the president, the Minister of Governance wrote the opposition leader. I'm not sure that that is constitutional because the Constitution says the president shall consult. But the Minister of Governance wrote the opposition leader saying, hey, Chancellor Young Cummings is going on accumulated vacation leave from July 15th to October 16th. And in her absence, the acting Chief Justice will move up, which is Roxanne George. She will act as Chancellor. And then they found this political lackey they have on the bench in Guyana, Justice Davendra Singh, who has all sorts of personal and character issues. And also he's a junior appeals court judge. He was just appointed there this year. He will act as Chief Justice. So he will supersede like 2 or 3 judges and act as Chief Justice. So, and the letter specifically said they will act until Justice Cummings resumes duties as Chancellor on the 16th of October. Justice Cummings proceeded on leave, and when she proceeded on leave, the president swore in the acting Chief Justice as Chancellor, and then Navendra Singh as acting Chief Justice. So Justice Young Cummings went off on her merry leave. And then it was time for her to resume duties as the Chancellor. She was supposed to resume duties on the 16th of October. I think around the 14th or 15th of October, Guyanese law professor Justice Arif Bulken was sworn in as a Justice of the Caribbean Court of Justice. The president of the court, Justice Winston Anderson, who's from Jamaica, flew to Guyana for this swearing ceremony. During the period when he was in Guyana, the president of Guyana held a meeting at which the opposition leader, my understanding is the opposition leader of Guyana was present, and Justice Anderson from Jamaica. And during that assembly or discussion, the president indicated that he wanted to fire basically the Chancellor. He did not want her to resume duties from her leave. And he was soliciting the opinion of the opposition leader, which the Constitution says he has to. The agreement, not the opinion, the agreement. And Justice Anderson was a part of that conversation. Now, that alone raises red flags because He's a judge of the Caribbean Court of Justice. He's supposed to be impartial, supposed to be independent. But here he is sitting with the president of Guyana talking about removing the chancellor, the highest judicial officer in the country. My understanding is that the opposition leader, Mr. Aubrey Norton, objected to what the president was proposing, the removal of the Justice Cummings as the chancellor. And he was proposing to maintain Justice George as the chancellor and Justice Ravindra Singh as the Chief Justice. So technically now, they got their wish. They'll get an East Indian as the Chief Justice, and we're going to give Justice George because she's black. So the opposition leader, I understand, insisted. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, we hear you. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, good. The opposition leader insisted that Justice Cummings should be confirmed in her position as chancellor. The president said no. The opposition leader maintained this position. And then I understand the opposition leader may or may not have asked if Justice Cummings was told that she would not be resuming duties. And Justice Anderson then interjected and said, allegedly said, that he already informed Justice Cummings that the president decided to remove her from the chancellor position. Again, this is the president of the of the Caribbean Court of Justice interfering in the affairs of Guyana and condoning the president's interference with the judiciary. He don't like the chancellor, so he's going to move her. Now, it so happened, I'm not sure what happened in between then and when Justice Cummings resumed duties. But my understanding, based on immigration records, Justice Anderson left Guyana after that discussion. Justice Cummings resumes her duties on October 16th. Now, when she resumes duties, there are two separate buildings. The High Court, where the Chief Justice presides as in charge of administratively, is in one part of Georgetown, and the Court of Appeal, where the Chancellor's office is in a separate part. Now, when Justice Cummings resumed duties at her chambers at the Court of Appeal, Justice George reverted back to the Supreme Court to her Chief Justice chambers. Lo and behold, Badman Ravindra Singh, the political hack of the ruling party, refused to vacate the office and chambers of the chambers and courtroom of the Chief Justice. So the Chief Justice purportedly at one time was acting out of her car. This is it all in one day. Then she moved to the boardroom and she was conducting the business of the court. While Justice Ravindra Singh remained entrenched because he was part, apparently, he had knowledge, put it this way. He had knowledge of the plot to get rid of Justice Cummings. So he's like, I'm not moving from here. So we had chaos and a crisis in the judiciary. Because at that point in time, you had two chancellors and two chief justices.
Wow, right.
And a thug acting as a bad man in the judiciary. That's his position. That's his disposition. Now, he was appointed acting chief justice. He has a situation allegedly where he allegedly pulled a gun on somebody before. And we know of a situation where, I'm not even going to say allegedly, he marched into Queen's College where his daughter attended, and somebody apparently assaulted or did something to his daughter. And he allegedly marched into the school, marched into the place where this child was that interfered with his daughter, and tried to put his daughter to interact back with that person. I'm going to say interact. You know what I mean, right? It's like if somebody knock your child and you carry your child back and say, knock them back, right? It was a situation like that. And he's a judge. Now, as I understand it, the opposition leader kept objecting to this. So once we all got knowledge of what was happening at the court, there was widespread condemnation of what Justice Singh did and what the president was trying to do on social media. At that point in time, my understanding is the government of Guyana flew Justice Anderson back into Guyana. Hey, bring that black man house slave back here. Let him do our bidding. Brought him back, and he allegedly negotiated with Justice Cummings for her to demit office on behalf of these racists in the government that wanted to get rid of her. He perpetrated a lynching of a black woman on behalf of these racists in the PUP government. And I make no apologies for saying that, because that's what happened. They didn't inform her that she was not going to be the Chief Justice. Then the president's office had one of their media houses put out a report that Justice Cummings would be reverting to the Court of Appeal as a regular Court of Appeal judge. This woman has been acting as Chief Justice for 5 years, acting as Chancellor of the Judiciary for 6, and now these East Indian guys will tell this black woman that she going back and become a regular Court of Appeal justice and would be superseded by Justice George and Justice Lavendra Singh.
But what's the basis? I mean, you know, what
No basis. No, that's the thing. And the Constitution, I think it's Article 179, specifically establishes the process by which you can remove a judge. The president receives a complaint, he has to appoint a tribunal. The tribunal have to have a sitting or a hearing and determine the merits of this complaint, and then recommends to him that this person be terminated. That's when a judge is removed. So they just don't like her, and because they said, okay, she went on leave and we swore in this other person, it therefore means that her appointment is now voided. That's their theory. And so Justice Anderson, my understanding is, negotiated with her on behalf of the president for her to either go back to the Court of Appeal or go into early retirement. She has 3 more years left to retire based on the Constitution, or retire as a chancellor and receive a pension. So at that point in time, I guess she probably, I've spoken to her, she probably said, I worked in this sector for 30 years. I'm not going to lose my pension. So she agreed, allegedly, to go off on 3 years pre-retirement leave as chancellor. So as not to lose her pension at the level of the chancellor, which is vastly different from a Court of Appeal judge. So we felt that that was highly irregular. One, it's a controversial decision that could be challenged legally. Excuse me. And the matter could end up at the CCJ when the president of the CCJ was a party to this action. 2, we felt that justices of the Caribbean Court of Justice should at all times try to be impartial, try to all times be independent, and act with the highest integrity. All 3 of those things were absent with Justice Anderson right there. He aligned himself with the government. He participated in an unjust, if not illegal, action to remove the chancellor. And he participated in a matter that could end up before the CCJ. So we felt that he breached the judicial code for the CCJ. And so we filed a complaint with the CCJ. Now, I noticed another organization, actually a political party in Guyana, also filed a complaint, which is VPAC, filed a complaint with the commission as well. So that's a nutshell of what happened and what our complaint states.
You know, I'm listening to you, and what I'm hearing here is the same issue, Zico, in Barbados with the rule of law. The rule of law. It's as though it's a suggestion for them, but these governments. Mia Mottley is doing the same thing in Barbados. Yeah. There's something. The rule of law is not. It's not
applicable to them. Yeah.
It's not applicable to them. You know, Zico, it's not apply. It doesn't it sound like Barbados? Barbados to you?
It definitely do. 100%.
But you see, here's the difference. You guys are speaking out in Barbados. In Guyana, no one has spoken about this matter. No one, not even, well, the opposition leader spoke out last Friday.
Aubrey Newton, Mr. Aubrey Newton.
Yeah, well, he's now the former opposition leader because we now have a parliament. Although an opposition leader has not been sworn in as yet or elected as yet. Civil society is quiet because the government has coerced the civil society into their into supporting them. Put it that way, into supporting them. Most of civil society have now become lackeys of the government.
Yes.
The religious society is quiet because the government gives them money. The Chamber of Commerce, same thing. The Private Sector Commission, same thing. The Bar Association, very silent because most of the Bar Association executive members are from the PPP. So the PPP controls every sector of the society. And if they don't control, they attack you or they try to bring you in line by victimizing you and punishing you if you speak out against them. They've almost broken up the trade unions. They have used the cybercrime law to ensure that they attack all the talk show hosts. I mean, even me in America, they send people to my house with guns. And so people are afraid to speak out. And those who are speaking out are abroad.
Yes. You know, it is so similar, but at least we have this show Barbados. I'm telling you, you know, which they would like to shut down. What would you say? We only have another 4 minutes in this segment, but what their Guyanese that are watching? What do you want to say to Guyana, Mr. Burke, to the land of your birth?
People should be bold enough to speak out and condemn these authoritarian actions. I mean, there's no question in my mind that the government of Guyana is a dictatorship. It's an ethnocracy. It only governs for its own collectives, mostly East Indians. That's a fact. And, you know, they would not have done what they did to Justice Cummings if she was East Indian. There's no question about that. As a matter of fact, they attempted to remove the chief magistrate. And it was because of noise that people on social media made, talk show hosts, that they postponed it. They literally planned it. They're so disrespectful to people. And the fact that they can supersede 2 judges and appoint Justice Navendra Singh as Chief Justice is very, very troubling. As a matter of fact, even before officially Justice Cummings came off on retirement, they had already appointed Navendra Singh to the Judicial Service Commission when there was not even a vacancy. So I question whether that was lawful. But, and here's the thing, the president then went on national television and lied. He said, Justice Yonet Cummings requested to proceed on pre-retirement leave, when he and Justice Anderson pushed her out. But that's the lie they told to the nation. So we filed this complaint with the Judicial Service, with the Commission, Judicial and Legal Services Commission for the Caribbean region, and we hope that they'll take it seriously and investigate it and take action if necessary. Because we have now lost confidence in the integrity and the independence of the Caribbean Court of Justice because its president is compromised.
You know, as Andrea Critchlow, one of the persons watching, is saying, we have had enough information, historical facts on how these individuals have used their tactics time and time again. We need to counter these old tricks and stop this madness. Guyana, rise up and push back. Rise up, join Mr. Rickford Burke. You know, take this show. You can cut your Guyanese, edit out this part of it, and just send it all about. We don't
But here, that person that just said rise up, Right now, the president or the vice president must be calling the police commissioner and say, hey, go find him wherever he is in the world and charge him with inciting violence in the country against us elite Indians.
Elite Indians. I'm
So
telling
yeah,
you.
that's
And
what.
it's so sad that they're behaving that way because, I've met, even on the show, some wonderful Indian people who
Of
work
course.
very, very well with African Guyanese in Guyana. But, this government is a kind of government, the PPP government. From what I've seen, it is just, pushing like almost like a racist agenda.
They are
And I have to
racist.
say it.
They're racist.
I have to
They're
say it.
racist. They don't respect African Guyanese. And why they continue to do it is that they have a few compliant Negroes with them who they send out to defend them. And every time they want to do something, they want to lynch. Let me put it this way. What happened to Justice Cummings was a lynching. They lynched her, right? It's a hatchet job. They always find a black person to do it to negate the impact of their racism. Because they're going to say, well, it wasn't us. We had the president of the CCJ come and he spoke to her and she agreed. That's not racism. Justice Anderson is not East Indian, he's black. And that's how they get away with it.
Yeah, all the time. Well, listen, Mr. Burke, you're welcome on here every time and anytime. Just message me. That's all you have to do.
Thanks for having me.
It's big in my heart. Anytime. God bless you. Your love for your country, I have to say, it's infectious. And
thank you very much.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I hope that it spreads like COVID.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody.
All right, good night. Okay, bye-bye. Oh my goodness. You see that, Zico?
Yeah.
do.
It's basically saying it, but what makes them one a little more complex is just the racial component. That makes it a little more complex. But wow.
Yes.
And I commend his bravery as well, I do commend his bravery.
Well, we did say that we have we are doing a series here. And this is I need to just put up the banner for it. This is the Ravished by a Sheep Investigative Series. Let me put it up properly. You understand? Because I want people to respect this series, okay? The Ravished by a Sheep Investigative Series. All right, and this is the first part of it that we're going to show you, and then as towards the end of the show, we will bring the remainder of it to you. Ravished by a Sheep Investigative Series. Okay, make sure we get the spelling right on that, and so that's what we're going to look at. Just we're going to take literally 5 minutes. I see Miss Chalikia, Honorable Chalikia Vidal is in the in our green room. She's waiting to come in. If she could turn on her camera as soon as she's ready, just turn on the camera, and then we'll know. We're going to just do something for a little bit for this 5 minutes or so. Stephen Strickland, we're running a little late, so give us some time there, just 5 minutes. So go ahead, Dave, as we we're going to just remind you of what what was said by the minister in the House. So Dave, go right ahead, please, and then we are going to show you some footage of what the minister said happened with this sheep in our through our investigative series. Go right ahead, Mr. Week.
I woke up last Monday morning to discover I had been ravished by a sheep. Mr. Speaker, sir, a measure of abuse unheard of in the peaceful environs of my constituency.
Okay. That's right there. Now that's what he said. Okay, and so he had some footage. We have some footage that we are looking at this moment. If Dave could just put that footage up, and it's right there, Dave, right there. We got this footage at 9:08 p.m. right there in your WhatsApp. And so let's check this footage out. I need to give this a widescreen, guys. This is important, and because we went on, we tried our best, we did our investigation, we came up with this footage. Now, this is the first part of the investigation. Towards the end of the show, we're going to give you the perspective and the response of the sheep himself, okay? But here is our wonderful minister here being go right ahead, sir. Go right ahead, Mr. Weeks. Now, this is what we have found. We found this piece of footage so far. So this is what we've found. Now, this seems to coincide very well, Zico, with what the minister said inside Parliament. Anybody else agree? You think so? Did so far?
He confirmed that it matched up to what he said. It sounds like it matched up to what he said.
It sounds like he was being interfered with by sheep, right? It seems
ravished sheep too.
Yeah, it appears that way. This is him running away. It appears that way, right? It appears that way. However, let us hear from the sheep. Every story has two sides. But we're going to take a break and we're going to come back to you. We're going to go all the way to Dominica. All right, we're going to go all the way to Dominica. Don't leave, guys. Share up the live, and we're going to come right back with this continuation of this investigation. All right. So we have with us Honorable Chalikia Vidal, and she's going to be with us here, Zico, and she's joining you as a speaker. On Saturday, right here in Barbados, and she's coming to tell us all about it right here at the Youth Ignite Young Dems event. Miss Vidal, welcome to the Marcia Week Show.
Good night. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Chalikia Vidal.
Oh, Chalikia, not Likia. Chalikia. Chalikia.
Chalikia, yes.
Chalikia. Gotcha.
Yes. The I is silent. Well, the I is silent.
the last I is silent. So, okay, so I was trying my best. You should have seen me practicing to pronounce your name, Zico. And I know the others are practicing. I heard the young people say, "What's her name? Chalikia." Chalikia. If you're listening, her name is not Chalikia. It is Chalikia.
Chalikia.
The last I is silent. What is it? English? What kind of name is it?
I think it's actually supposed to be French because I have an aunt. She lives on the French side of Saint Martin. That's where she was born. And she was the one who named me. So I think it's French. Because the CH, a lot of people pronounce it as Cha. And there was a time that she came to Dominica and she heard people pronouncing my name like that. And she was like, "No, you're pronouncing it wrong. It's not Chalikia, it's Chalikia."
Chalikia. So it must be probably more than likely French. Okay. Yeah. Somebody's telling you welcome. Welcome. It's a pleasure to have you here. I almost say have you here in Barbados. You're going to be flying into Barbados on Friday, right? From Dominica.
Right, that's right.
Yes. And can you tell us what you're doing in Barbados?
Yes, so as you've already mentioned, I will be flying into Barbados this weekend. That's from the 7th. And I will be there from Saturday to Sunday. That's for the Youth Ignite weekend hosted by the Young Democrats. It was such an honor to have been reached out to be a part of this amazing event and all the activities that will be taking place throughout the weekend. So on Friday, we have our youth line. Tech Charge, that's the youth line on Friday. And on Saturday, we have the National Youth Rally where I will be speaking, and I'm so excited to be speaking and engaging with the crowd and all of the young people from Barbados, and not just young people, anyone else, whatever age group that you're in who is interested and will be at the event. I'm just really excited and enthusiastic to be a part of this. And then on Sunday, we've got the Youth Forum. So, yes, all is invited to that as well. And we're just going to have an amazing time filled with engagement and discussion and just getting to know each other and our cultures.
Yep.
Yeah, this is wonderful. I see Zico, you're shaking your head,
Yep.
but Zico is going to be a speaker as well. He's not part of any political party, as you're not part of the political party, because you're not coming here on a political mission at all. And so is Zico. Zico, you know, when this is, can you believe, how old are you, Chalikia?
Oh, I'm currently 24. When I was appointed into parliament, I was 23 years old. So I was actually as parliamentarian, yes.
You were 23 years old, Zico. She was 23 years old when she was appointed as appointed in parliament. Zico, I mean, what
and this is what this is all about. I mean, like, she's very inspirational to a lot of young women out there as well. So this is why I'm so excited for this weekend coming up to hear, you know, young ladies like her, you know, speaking and showing that yes, we ourselves can, you know, shape, you know, the not just Barbados but also the Caribbean at large. And I am so excited to have you with us on Saturday. I'm so excited to hear your speech. I know it's going to be phenomenal. And I mean, like, welcome.
Chalikia, don't give us the speech, but can you at least give us the
synopsis?
What is it you're going to be speaking about? Don't go in details because I know, but enough to that they need to come to hear you.
Okay, so just a little teaser, nothing.
Yes.
Because, you know, if you want the rest of the speech and everything, you've got to come to the events throughout the weekend. So what I'm going to be speaking about is basically the youth, Caribbean unity, also women empowerment, which is very important, being a young woman in a setting as prominent as parliament, which we know is predominantly, you know, when you think of parliament and you think of a position such as a senator, most times you think of a man, you know, or older men and women. You don't think of a 23-year-old. You don't think of a 23-year-old who's as energetic and lively as me, because all the shaking that I'm doing, that's just my personality. I'm very, in Dominica, we say frivol.
Frivol. What does that mean?
Yes. So that, as well as mental health. Mental health is something I think that's very important, because a lot of times young people, you look at them and what you see is a mask. And behind that mask, so many of us are dealing with traumatic experiences, sometimes even depression. And depression itself doesn't have a particular look. The brightest smile could be suffering from depression until it's too late. And unfortunately, they take their life through suicide. You know, so mental health is something that I really want to speak about, as well as, you know, agriculture, seeing that we're from the Caribbean and we are maybe small, but we're like, you know, a fruit basket of our very own for the rest of the world. Fresh fruits, clean water, beautiful rivers and beaches, all of these type of things. So I'm just really excited to be inspirational in so many different ways and truly make an impact that will not only be for Barbados, but for the Caribbean by extension.
That's awesome, you know, Honorable Chalikia. But let me ask you something. Adrian, thank you so much. for reminding me of this, that I met you when I went to Salisbury, Dominica, and you told me a story about your grandmother that had me in the street crying. You
Oh.
know, and I don't know if we had a chance to, I don't know if people remember that story. I think we showed it on the show. I can't remember, but you see, somebody remembered that you're from Salisbury, Dominica. And just listen, we have in 2 minutes, because we're very connected to Salisbury on the show, all of us here. You have about 1,000 people watching you live. In 2 minutes, can you just tell us about your experience in Salisbury with the tear gassing? Because when I came back here, you know what they told me? They said I was lying. They said they said I was lying, Chalikia.
No, you won't. Not at all.
Can you say a little bit about that, please?
Yes. So the protest act, I'm from the village of Salisbury in the Commonwealth of Dominica. Right now, we are an independent constituency, hence the reason why I'm an independent senator. And throughout the past years, we've had protest action. The very first one we had, we blocked the roads, and it was due to us advocating for better farm road access. So that was the reason. That was the main reason, because Salisbury is a heavily agricultural village. So the very first protest action that we had was due to that. Now, in that, it escalated to the point where the police officers and other authoritative figures came in, and then before we knew it, there were tear gas and all of these things being fired. At the moment, some of the villagers did retaliate, so there was also, the selling of stones and that type of thing. So it really escalated into a very, violent atmosphere. But the thing is, with that, it was never our intention for it to reach to that. And in it being that a lot of people got affected, particularly the elderly people who lived within the area that was most affected during that time. And my grandmother happened to be one of the elderly people who suffered from that. Her name was Claire Larrock. A lot of people throughout the village, most people throughout the village, I should say, knew her as Maclay. And during that time, it was just so chaotic with all the tear gas flying, because there was a lot of tear gas, and not just any type of tear gas, expired tear gas.
Wow.
Yes, expired tear gas. And in that, my grandmother, she was about, I think, she was in her 80s at the moment. And when all of this was happening, we were in the house, and at a certain time, we had to leave in the midst of the chaos, because my grandmother was basically choking alive. So my brother came in, and he held her, he grabbed her, and he went on the road up, like higher up, where everything was, calm. There wasn't a lot of activity going on there. So he took her up there, and that was just how it happened throughout the day. Where our home was, is currently, I would say, is the heart of the protest. When the protest occurred, that was the area that got the most affected. So after the protest action, it did not take a month or so. My grandmother became heavily sick to the point where she had frequent doctor visits. My uncle, who is in Dominica, he had a ride at the time. He would always be with her, as well as my mother, because the rest of her children are overseas. So the two of her children who are here, they would always be taking her to the doctor, because she got a lung infection, basically. So she couldn't breathe properly after that. She couldn't speak properly after that. And it was all due to the expired tear gas that took place, well, was being sent to the villagers of Salisbury. Yeah.
You know, I would never, I never forget you. I mean, the way you told us that story. It's not even a story; it's your reality there, and right there on the street in Salisbury. It's something that never left me. I want you to know that. I had the picture of your grandma in my head. I never saw her before, and I just want to say, as I told you there, and Michelle, who was with me, we told you we apologize to you, you know, for whatever part that the perception is that Barbados played in that. We apologize to you. Well, thank you so much, you know, for joining us tonight, and we know that it's going to be an awesome, I mean, life-changing time.
I'm so enthusiastic. I just want to speak. I want to interact. I really and truly want to be an inspiration to any young person out there who has political aspirations, but not just political aspirations, but just any young person out there who is hardworking and is willing to just make an impact in any way possible. Because I started as a very community-oriented young woman. I was just always involved in my community, in my school, in other recreational activities. I was just always there, and that led me to become the youngest parliamentarian in the history of Dominica. At just 23 years old, I was appointed to the Senate. So I just truly want to be an encouragement to any young person who is just trying to make their dream into a reality.
Yes, this is awesome. We're looking forward to seeing you. Hoping that you know, hoping that everybody who is listening, whether you are a teenager, as we had the Valentine Githe from Kenya was on last night on the show, and she was saying, you know, that it doesn't matter your age, you can be a Gen Z in your heart, and I'm like, yes. So I'll be there. I'll definitely be there. So we look forward to seeing you, and we want to wish you a safe travel to Barbados. Okay.
And also to keep up the good work. You know, I just say your story is very inspiring.
Thank you.
You know, trailblazers, people of your influence and affluence, so they're doing stuff. Yeah. As you know, I spoke to some of the speakers, and trust me, we are excited to have you as well. We're excited to, you know, so everybody could contribute here. You all interacting with each other. And
definitely
ready.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chalikia. Chalikia.
Yes,
all right. Thank you so much. God bless you, and see you on Friday. All right. Bye-bye.
Everyone.
Yes, God bless. And she's gonna be right there at Youth Ignite Weekend. Tech Charge Youth Lime is on Friday, November 7th at 7 p.m. And then Saturday, the youth, they're standing on business, man. Saturday, November 8th at 5 p.m. And that's where Chalikia is going to speak. And then there's the Youth in Action, National Youth Forum. Everybody, listen, folks, you could be 100. You could be 100. Come out. Everybody need to come out. Get the kids, make it a family affair. You can buy your food right there. They have a lot of food trucks and nice food. We bought some food, and you can get, like, you know, good food there for not too bad, $25 or you're right, reasonable, right?
Yes.
Very reasonable. They have an ice cream place there.
A lot of options.
Yes, very
It's a
good.
one-stop shop.
One-stop shop. I'm looking forward to it. I really am. Calling myself a Gen Z.
I'm telling you, I had a brief conversation with, you know, some of the speakers, and we was talking, we excited about who we're looking forward to hear more, you know, as our peers now, and you know, people said they're preparing the speeches, and you know, people at it. So yeah, I'm very enthusiastic about it.
Well, we have some special people in the green room right now, Zico, and these are special people because they are from St. Lucie, and whether the government thinks they're special or not, the loyal opposition, we think they're special because let me tell you, they have been enduring so much for so long. They have to be special. We have with us Miss Caroline Rock, and we also have Stephen Strickland, Mr. Stephen Strickland, who is a regular on the show, wasn't able to come on for, had some challenges there, but he's there, he's back up and up. And so we're happy to have both of them. I'm going to welcome them in the studio. Miss Caroline Rock, welcome to the Marcia Week Show.
Good night, Marcia. Good night, Zico. And
Good night.
Good night, loyal opposition.
Let me tell you.
Honored to
yes.
be on the show.
Listen, this young woman you see here, listen, I now know. Let me bring Mrs. Strickland in here before I say what I have to say. Mrs. Strickland, what? I was going to ask what you all drinking in St. Lucie, but I took that back. Because you guys are producing. Good night, Mrs. Strickland. Can I just say, before you even utter anything, you guys are producing some very powerful people. I remember the first day you came on the march and you went on the truck. And you're a former top official. This is how you were introduced to me by Caswell Franklin, a former top official of the of NIS. And you were on the truck. You were so powerful. I was like looking at you like, wow, this man is something else. And then I met Mark Baker from St. Lucie. He's another powerhouse. And then listen, the end of the march. Anybody remember the speech from this woman, Caroline Rock? Listen, we could have just let her speak the whole march. I said to myself, what are they drinking in St. Lucie? And I said, let me not. No, I can't answer that. I can't ask that. But no, powerful. And I think the passion comes because of what you guys have been enduring all these years, from one administration to the next. All these years. And I'm just gonna let you guys rip. Starting with Caroline. I know that there's some things that you want us to find, and while you're speaking, we're going to find them for you. But I'm going to allow you. Go right ahead, Caroline.
All right. Good night, Mrs. Strickland.
Good night, Caroline.
Forum with you as well.
Thank you very much.
All right. Tonight, I want to stand for our basic human right. A basic human right to clean and safe drinking water. And this was identified in the United Nations General Assembly of 2010. So this is international law. Now, water is defined, and I will say continuously, as a clear, let me put this way, colorless, odorless, tasteless liquid. And therefore, based on that, I have questions for the Barbados Water Authority and the government of Barbados. And I'm asking the question, are you satisfied that what you are giving to the people of St. Lucie can be defined as safe and clean? That's my first question. If so, why were we told to boil it sometime before we drink it? If it was safe and clean, why were we told to boil it before we were going to drink it? And tonight I'm just asking questions. My question again is, what did you find in the water that caused you to make that statement? And another question, what are the long-term or even the short-term effects to our health? how is it possible that 1 out of 11 parishes continue to suffer for years for water? I call this discrimination. Are you still, this is another question, selling drinking water to the cruise ships? Because I hope not. I would not like to think that whilst we in St. Lucie cannot get clean drinking water, this government is selling clean drinking water to cruise ship. So somebody tell me that that is not so. Another question. What is the progress that you are making with this problem? I heard wait until, and if I am correct, that is the end of March next year, March 31st, 2026. I have that date written down. Are we still going with this date? Are we on target? Now, I'm speaking for the people in St. Lucie. Our pockets are draining. Our hearts are breaking. Our hope is dwindling. But we are not giving up. We are still not giving up. We are going to fight this until we win. Such injustice can only be rectified by compensation. I'm staying up front. Compensation for the physical and the mental anguish of years of injustice and discrimination. People in St. Lucie continue to cry. We continue to cry. Last week, I would have stood at the march and I presented all of the various types of water I have been getting. And really and truly, the water was beginning to be so clear and look really nice. But just this week, when I look at my water, it was back to looking directly like murky as it came out of the pipe. And I'm saying, if we are making progress, why are we going backwards and forward? And why are some people in St. Lucie getting one type of water and the next persons are getting a different type of water? None of it is clean anyway. So we have some questions. Now, I understand that there's a gentleman who has come to the fore on the behalf of the Democratic Labour Party. I believe it's Mr. Ian Griffith. And all of a sudden, I'm hearing another gentleman that we have not heard for a long time in P. Peter Phillips. Coming forward. I think there's competition now coming forward. And I must say, in P. Peter Phillips, I thank you for coming out and making a statement. You may be a bit late, but nevertheless, you came up. In all fairness, I say thanks, because we need everybody in this fight. So the fight is on. The fight is really on. We're not giving up in St. Lucie. Marcia, one of the things I want to send, I don't know if I want to call this a warning to the social media influencers.
Yes. And we're looking for that clip for you. That, just after you say that, then I'm going to let Mrs. Strickland come in, and then we're going to bring the clip on for you. But go ahead, make your general statement, and then we're going to bring the clip on.
I want to warn people. We in St. Lucie, we're going through some real critical times. And I'm not sure if you are sent or if you chose to come. I don't know. But when you are coming into St. Lucie to say you are testing the water, please bring a white bucket with you. Because when you turn that tap on and you look at the water, you think the water is clear. And I heard one of the gentlemen saying that the water looked clear, and he was running around in St. Lucie and turning on taps and saying the water looked clear. Now, you have been sending the wrong signal to the people in Barbados. Whilst we in St. Lucie are going through and have been going through for years, please don't play with us like that. Bring a white bucket next time and turn on that tap. And let's see. Or get a bottle of clear water and compare it with the water you find in St. Lucie. And then there was another gentleman.
That's Eric Lewis. So the first one was the one that I call Run Gate Man. That's Dunk's man, right? So
right.
He was, yes, and we're trying to find, if anybody can help us to find that video.
Just turning on a pipe and saying, oh, this water looks clear, and running around, this water looks clear. I don't know who sent you. But please don't come into St. Lucie and downplay the situation that we are facing every day. We're going through enough as it is, so we don't need anybody trying to make people think that we are telling lies or overstating situations. We've been going through this for years. So please.
Yes. And actually, let me just say that I remembered that on, I think it was the same day, you can correct me, Mrs. Rock, on the same day that that Dunksman went and turned on the water, you were, you said this to me because you were, you're at your house. Is this the one at your house?
Yes, this is at my house, and today it is even worse. So I don't know why at times the water gets a little clearer, and then at times it is just brown. I don't know if it is when the rain falls. I'm trying every day to take my own samples. I'm not sure what is happening or if I can trust what I am hearing, because who is at the head of cleaning up our water says he don't see any problem with it. He will drink it. So I don't know if he means to tell us we can drink it also. Right. So I'm doing my own investigations daily. So this is water that I would have taken, and now today's water is horrible.
What you can do? What can you take? Show us some of that water. While let Mr. Strickland is gonna speak now, and then you can go ahead and catch some, because one of the things that they accuse us on here, Mr. Strickland, is of telling lies. They say we tell lies on the show. I mean, albeit you are a professional from the NIS, but they call all of us that we are telling lies, that we who go out and march, you were on the truck speaking as a professional in this country, and you are also labeled as a liar. So I want her to go and catch the water and come back and share. But over to you, Mr. Strickland.
Good night, Marcia, and to the loyal opposition.
Good to hear your voice.
Sorry. Good night, Marcia, and to the loyal opposition.
No, I'm saying it's good to hear your voice.
Okay, thanks. Okay. I started by saying I'm a Christian, and I take that very serious. I'm not into partisan politics. I don't have the time for that. I'm passionate about St. Lucie. We, St. Lucie residents, are very, very passionate about anything when it comes to St. Lucie. Now, only this afternoon, I was at church where we were practicing some children for the Christmas program. And one of the boys, he's in class 2. He said to me, the bathroom smells funny. I went into the bathroom expecting to be smelling something other than water. When I flushed the toilet, I thought I had made a mistake. The water was very brown. Honest, I did not smell what he smelled. But I can tell you that that little boy, as far as he was concerned, he was not lying. Now, let me take you back to my involvement and the whole this issue of water in St. Lucie. Last year, you remember we would have had a motorcade. So we have been fighting this issue tooth and nail, and we will continue to the end. We would have had a motorcade whereby Miss Rock, Mr. Rock, and some others, we would have got together with the support of the loyal opposition, and we would have traversed the entire of St. Lucie. We were made to understand that evening that the representative for St. Lucie was around St. Lucie Parish Church, where we commenced taking photos of us. He subsequently was seen in the Alexandria area, again taking photos of us. At that time, I had a meeting at church, so that I could not continue with the motorcade. Mr. Baker, he continued. In January of this year, we would have had, there was the Ideas Forum at the Del Jordan Secondary School, which I attended. I attended because I was told it was an Ideas Forum. At that forum, in the presence of the Attorney General, the Prime Minister, and a number of other government officials with the representative of St. Lucie, I demanded a town hall meeting to have the technical persons from the Barbados Water Authority to come to St. Lucie to meet us. That was a Wednesday. I was made to understand the minister in charge of Water Authority, Prime Minister, met with the staff. As a matter of fact, that same evening, she said to us and to Barbados Water Authority, you have to deal with this matter. I subsequently personally wrote a letter to the chairman of the Barbados Water Authority demanding a town hall meeting, which was convened then, I think around February or so, can't remember the date, where the staff from the Barbados Water Authority, between sometime prior to that, the representative for St. Lucie indicated that it was unconscionable for us, the resident of St. Lucie, not to want to pay our water bill. Now, this is the representative that said it was unconscionable for us not to want to pay the water bill. At the town hall meeting, which he was present, at no time did he sit or stand to represent the people of St. Lucie. He just sat there to a large extent. Mr. Ali Eiffel, who is a resident of St. Lucie, a member of staff of the Barbados Water Authority, along with the other persons were present. They admitted that one of the reasons for the discoloration of the water was a certain section of the well at Allendale. Now, I mean, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to know that if there are old pipes in every parish in Barbados, then everybody should be getting the same dirty water. So the problem is not the pipes in St. Lucie. They have spent, they said, almost $7 million on the pipes in St. Lucie and St. Peter, because Boscobel and Six Men, they are part of the problem. They are experiencing the same problem. But they admitted that I think the northern side of the well is where the discoloration is coming. Even one of the filters that is at the Allendale pumping station blew because of the sediment building up, and then it blew. So that when the representative could stand in Parliament asking for an apology, he is not asking for an apology for the people of St. Lucie. We don't need him to ask an apology for us. You had a right to be representing us all along. You could only be asking an apology for yourself. You're not asking an apology for me. Because we have suffered, we have been fighting this matter. And this is the first time, whether, Caroline, it is because someone has appeared to contest for the DLP or not, that does not concern me. My thing about it is that you have waited until this moment, whether that situation has pushed you to, or some person told you to come and apologize. I do not accept the apology, because for me, it's a farce. Now, to the gentleman from the Barbados Water Authority who said that the water is safe to drink, I would want him to take 3 bottles of water. 1 to Sandalian, 1 to Sam Lars Castle, and 1 to the Hilton Hotel, and serve it to the guests there. And tell them this water is safe to drink. I'm not going to ask him to drink any. I'm going to ask him to take 1 to the Hilton Hotel, 1 to Sandalian, and 1 to Sam Lars Castle, and tell one of the guests to drink that water. It's an insult to the people of St. Lucie. It's an insult to any right-thinking human being to say that the water has sediment in it, but is safe to drink. So I'm very passionate about this matter, and therefore I am asking the Barbados Water Authority, because you said at the town hall meeting that you were asking us to give you 1 year. You've come now and confirmed that you're asking now for that year, because it was about February, March next year, God willing, will be a year. I said to the Barbados Water Authority, a woman is pregnant for 9 months. After 9 months, she delivers. After 12 months, please deliver, because we will be taking this, even if we have to take it to Washington. We will not sit back as the people of St. Lucie and be the laughing stock of the whole of Barbados. I mean, we have made the laughing stock. And for those, Caroline, who are coming into St. Lucie to insult the intelligence of the people of St. Lucie, please stop at the border of St. Peter. Okay? Because we are too proud and too independent to accept. We could care less your influence across Barbados, across the world. Don't come into St. Lucie and insult our intelligence. Okay? Because we have lost tremendous respect for those that seek to be the individuals that we look up to, whether it be the representative or the persons at the Barbados Water Authority. You know what hurt me at that town hall meeting? There was a lady who was now deceased. She stood there and she said, my skin, because of bathing in the water in St. Lucie, my skin is now like rubber. She said her skin is like rubber. So therefore she had to stop bathing with the water in St. Lucie. Some people still must. But then I think there was an entomologist that spoke, and she said that the children at Sealer Primary are experiencing health issues because of the bathing in the water. Because some persons can't afford to buy water to bathe in. Some can't get water from the water trucks to bathe in. Some when they go to the community tanks, they're empty. These are the facts in St. Lucie. So therefore, I don't know where some of those persons go when they leave the press conferences, whether they go home and they face their loved ones and think of the people in St. Lucie as one of their loved ones, and they're saying to their own loved ones, you can drink that water, it is safe. How far have we sunk as a people? How far have we sunk? Have we allowed ourselves to be paid, bought? No, I think it's sad. And I will end where I started. I am a Christian, and I represent the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. I have never been involved in partisan politics in Barbados. I don't have the time for it. But I've always been a resident of St. Lucie. I'm a pro-resident of St. Lucie, and I will stand up without fear or favor against any person that would dare to challenge and insult the intelligence of us from St. Lucie.
guys, I can hear the passion and the hurt and the disrespect, the feeling of disrespect, Zico, that is, is coming from these, they represent St. Lucie, really, and it's not propaganda. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not propaganda. In fact, what we have on the screen is Miss Carolyn Rock. She actually left the screen, I think, to go and catch this water, to turn on the water. And Dave, show them. And why this is important and why they're upset about this is that, and I hope my friend Ryan Best, Dunksman, is watching, and somebody could show them this, show him this, that where he went might have had clear water that day. And if you, what Miss Rock is saying, if you turn on the tap just like that, it's going to look clear. But when you put a white bucket or a white container, you're going to see the color of the water. And so I think the people in St. Lucie, they're saying, be careful of what you are putting out there. I think this is what they're saying. But to be fair to him, he doesn't know that. He was just, he just told turn on the tap, he turned it on, and it looks clear, But go ahead, Dave, and play that, please. Yes, right. So there you have it. This is the current water at Miss Rock's house. And the reason we're doing it like this, because we are being labeled as liars on the show. Okay? And they need to be able to see it. This is what it is, guys. And what I will say, Zico, time is gone from us, and we'll take another 5 minutes before we close. Zico, I was saying tonight to everybody that they really need to get angry. Barbadians can be a bit too stoic and intellectual. You understand? And this anger that I'm talking about, Zico, is not one to go and burn down the place, but get angry enough that you decide to vote Mr. Phillips out. But jump right in there, Zico, before we close.
Yes, I think the missing the biggest component. Anytime you claim to be a representative of the people, you have to be a representative of the people. Are you missing the biggest plot? So it speaks. So clearly you're not representing the people. Cool. Vote out. Very simple. And people need to take this anger and frustration and turn it into action. Practical action. And I say once again, I think Bajans suffer from very short-term memory loss. And we got to start with that with this concern. And yes, it's an insult to the intelligence of the people in St. Lucie. How can you tell them it's okay to drink and then turn around and tell them, we're going to still go up here when the water bills and turn around and tell them, I mean, come on, man. This is ridiculous. Nobody's going to take this. This would have never happened in Christchurch. This would have never happened in Christchurch. And this definitely would have happened for the Platinum course. So this is an insult to the people. And anytime once again, I repeat myself, if you're supposed to be a minister of the people, represent the people. Simple as that.
Yeah, get serious, folks. And this, I'm telling you, St. Lucie, the residents of St. Lucie, I want to say to you that what's happening to you is abusive. It's abusive. And yes, it is. All the promises that I've made. And what I realize, and one of the reasons I say it's abusive, Mr. Strickland and Miss Rock, is that I realize that when people are abused, I'm not a psychiatrist or anything like that, but I'm just what I've read, is that a lot of times, they will blame everybody else except the perpetrator. It's because they are so afraid of that abuser. You know, they will find every excuse in the book. And I heard you guys talk tonight, and nobody mentioned the minister in charge of water. We're talking about the BWA. We're talking about the minister, the MP of the area. What about the minister that is in charge of water? I think that is important, because we have started to develop these sacred cows, or these people that we mustn't touch them. You know, because some people think, oh, it's unholy and unrighteous to speak ill. They consider it in speaking ill of leaders, those are in charge of us, and not seeing the injustice that's being done by some of those that are in charge of us. And I say to the people of St. Lucie, don't forget who is the minister over water. Don't shy away from that. Let me go to Miss Rock with her final comment, Miss Rock, in 1 minute. Obviously, we've got to bring you back on here. We're going to keep on these issues. We're going to have different series. So, Miss Rock, yes, give us a half a minute.
My final word would be, and Marcia, I first started, I believe I would have said the BWA and government of Barbados. And that would have included the Minister of Waterworks. But my final words are these: we, the people in St. Lucie, we will remember, because I know in Barbados we say people have short memories. But I am saying the people in St. Lucie will remember who stood with us during our tribulation, who fought, who were silent. And finally, I will say, may the Lord reward according to your works. Thank you.
May the Lord reward according to your works. And I will tell you this, that the Lord ain't coming down and doing anything in the earth. It's a people. So when she says that, it's a people. And these are two preachers here, so they know I'm speaking the truth. You got to get out your house and go and vote. Send a message. St. Lucie, just send a message, please. You are no beating stick, and nobody will abuse you. Let me go to Mr. The preacher in the house, and he has a final word before we close. Go right ahead, sir.
As I indicated at the town hall meeting at St. Lucie, the Ideas Forum, the Prime Minister was present. The Prime Minister, the Honorable Mayor Motley, would have indicated that the Barbados Water Authority started to do something about it. And we will remember those who stood for us. We will remember those who chose not to stand with us, because ultimately we have the constitutional right at a particular point to voice our approval or disapproval, so that we will be patient enough. Yes, we would want it to happen tomorrow, but if it doesn't happen tomorrow, we will be patient enough, as we've done it in times past, and we will exercise our constitutional right. And I will motivate as many persons to stand up for what is right, and to reject those who fail to represent us properly as the people of St. Lucie. And that has always been my position as a resident of St. Lucie, and not affiliated to any particular persons and whatever else. But as God said, you want to hear well done. You can only hear well done if you have done well. Good night, my spirit. I should learn
These preachers, they're so because they're sending warning from the scripture.
Exactly.
Well, this is where we close. Zico, we need to do this more often. Thank you.
Very much so.
A real pleasure having you on as a co-host. And with me on the what is this? What are they saying here? This Adrian Hines. They say, them is only two. Oh boy, come on.
Before we go on, Marcia, since both of them dropping a little something from scripture, let me tell them this day. When it comes to voting time, tell them this. Move from in front before we know you not. Simple as that. Go from in front of us before we know you not. And to what you were saying, Marcia, for those who have the Stockholm syndrome are fall in love with their abusers, we telling you right now, we coming to rescue one.
We're coming
to rescue one. We coming.
That's the John for go for a road we know you not. The scripture
go for a road we know you not.
I know you not. He said go for a road me. I know you not. I'm sorry. You see, these are real preachers, and we have them in this debacle here. And the last thing I will say, guys, is I want to thank you all for your prayers for Dr. Ferdinand, for Mr. Murray, and everybody else, who got, we won't say everything on here, but thank you. We are strong. Our team is strong, and we are ready to go. We're praying for each other. Dave pray. We pray for everybody on our team when we get up in the mornings, and they pray for us. And we understand what is happening to that. Those of you, the prophecies, I receive your prophecies. I don't know the lady who's been sending out the video. If somebody knows her, I tell her thank you. Thanks to everybody who would pray. We receive your prayers and your blessings to everybody. We understand what we're doing, what we're part of, and what God has us doing. And we thank you for the part you play as the people who are the spiritual people who are praying and blessing us as we go along. Prayer goes a long way. We believe in the power of prayer. God bless you. Love you all. Thank you to my wonderful husband for working hard tonight. He knows he couldn't be on, but he said, I can't leave you tonight. I've got to help you tonight. Thank you, Dave, so much. Thank you, Zico. Thank you to everybody who came on. Mrs. Strickland and Miss Rock. I don't know if it's Mrs. or Miss. Is this Mrs. Rock?
Mrs.
Rock. Mrs. Rock. And of course, Auntie Rose Corbin, who lit the fire this evening, and her brother from Guyana and from Dominica, Chalikia. Thank you, Vidal. Thank you all for being on tonight. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
St. Lucie! Dog! Not a donkey! We deserve clean water in the country. Yeah, get the people ball out. No justice in sight. Let's go. St. Lucie, your heart so strong, but them treat your patients wrong. 7 years we begging, please. We're getting punished for the liberties. Why sick? Need clean water to drink, but brown like cow dung coming in the sink. Who sell them soldiers to keep we down? Enough is enough. Time to stand we grow. Run water, put them out. Cow dung water, put them out. Dirty water running from we pipe. Them out. Put them out. St. Lucie deserve better. Shout it out. Put them out. Put them out. No more lies, we changing sides. Put them out. Put them out. Morning come, same old stress. Water so nasty, I feel depressed. Sickness rising, frustration high. How long them expect we to comply? Saying it's safe, just drink it down. Who does drink that dirty water in town? BLP, a test ain't real. Show we up here about the parish state. Hey, we, bro, run water. Put them out. Cold down water. Put them out. Dirty water running from we pipe. Them out. Put them out. St. Lucie deserve better. Shout it out. Put them out. Put them out. No more lies, we changing sides. Put them out. Put them out. We forgotten, left behind God's back. 7 long years break camel back. We paying bills, still catching hell. Dirty water got we under spell. Raise funds, take them to court. We want justice, that's the report. Excuses done, patience thin. No retreat, we're fighting to win. Go, please, go. Tea water, put them out. Brown like mud, put them out. St. Lucie strong, tear them down. Put them out, put them out. Blood water, put them out. Blood water, why? Put them out, why? Them out. St. Lucie stand up proud. St. Lucie stand up proud. Put them out, put them out. Blood water, blood water, why? Them out. Put them out, put them out. loud. We want clean water, no backing down. And if them can't provide,